Holy shit, I had to go find my YouTube layout. What the hell? Bruh. Is it working? Hello. There's chat. Okay. Making new bingo sheets. Yes. I made good time. I'm only 11 minutes late. By the way, 11:11, make a wish. Ugh. Hey, buddy, can you not? Bye-bye. Just lay down. You don't need to fuck up the blankets. Thank you. I wish this was paint. No, this is bleach stains. Because I made the mistake of cleaning in this hoodie. Upsetting. It's fine though. It's not the end of the world. I've been thinking of maybe dyeing it or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're on YouTube. What's up? We haven't been here in so long. So weird. Ugh. So I cleaned the room, by the way. The room is fully clean now. Look, it's all clean. And ignore the hoodies on the bed, but it's all clean. Woo! I still need to film stuff, but we have a baby loaf. Oh, we have not a baby loaf. The loaf has moved. The loaf migrated. Migration loaf. Anyway. The loaf never wants to be perceived. Okay, so I need to make a new schedule. It's April, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what fucking month it is. Okay. We're not gonna change the schedule like we were talking last stream. We're not gonna change our schedule until next month. I'm leaving the schedule as is this month. But in the future, YouTube streams are gonna be moved to every other week. And they're gonna be sharing Thursdays with Twitch streams. So, just so you're aware, in the future. Thank you, thank you. Oh, what am I looking at? Of course. Is it? Yeah, okay, it's here. Let's start with the schedule. And then we'll do the bingo once more people have, like, joined us. But we'll start with doing the schedule right now. We're not listening to Femboy Fruit House. Should we listen to something? Should we watch something? I didn't have anything pulled up. We can't, like, listen to fucking music. There is the Queen Epstein video that we haven't watched yet. We could watch that. There's already a part 2 out. Let me get... YouTube pulled up. Oh shit! Oh wait, no, that's the old one. Okay, never mind. Okay. Actually, there's a few that we haven't seen. We watched the Nancy Guthrie one. I don't think that we watched the Puppet Master Killer. I don't think we watched the Three Sisters. I don't know if we watched the one where the mom was where the mom wanted the daughter's baby. But that one has like a whole like map behind her, so we know that's a good one. But yeah, we've missed a bunch of them, so. Here, so let me get your puppy bed first. Oh, right, your puppy bed is in the wash because one of you decided to throw up on your puppy bed. Someone decided to throw up on the puppy bed. Here, you can lay on until I open it. You want to do this? It's more comfy for both boys. Cozy spots. Yeah, there's a few to watch. There's quite a few. Alright, so let's see. Stream ends at 1:30. So we have 2.5 hours. We would have time for the... I don't know. It could have been either of them, honestly. Any three of them it could have been. Which one should we do? Either way, we're watching Rotten Mango. Mom stealing baby, right? And I'm kind of interested. Like, I just scrolled on top of it and I'm like, I see a conspiracy wall behind her. Oh, true. Here, let me do a poll. Like, as much as I want to watch the Epstein one, I'm like almost kind of like low-key burnt out on it. But also, I am curious, but also I'm burnt out. And Mom Wants Daughter's Baby. There's the Three Sisters. How did I fuck up that spelling sisters so bad? And then we'll do the Epstein one. Can I type that on here? Okay, I'll just do the files one. Okay. Let me know which one you want. Right? That's what's so frustrating about it, is it's just like, okay, great. We know all of this horrible stuff that, like, if, like, the most of us were already paying attention enough to conspiracy theories and other shit online that, like, none of this is all that surprising, honestly. And so, like, okay, cool, it's public knowledge, but now what? What, like, Are we gonna do anything? We're just gonna like pat ourselves on the back for talking about it, or what's the goal here? You know? No, same, Jeff. It was as soon as I see a Rotten Mango video, I'm just like, add to watch later. Like, my entire watch later is mostly just Queen and random body cam videos. Like, thank you for stopping by. But yeah, okay, so once we figure that out, we'll start watching. But we're gonna swap this over. I'm wondering, should I redesign? Is it too busy? I know, ignore the top. Ignore that's obviously too busy. It's like overlapped. But is this too busy? Should I? Like, I want it to be like sticky notes, and I want it to be like a web page, but I'm also like, is it too busy? Should I simplify it? I also have been avoiding watching Philly D because I'm just like, I can't. I can't. Every day we stray further from God. Like, I can't keep, they can't keep getting away with this. It's too much most of the time. But I do like going on Twitter and then every once in a while seeing like Nick Fuentes or Alex Jones or someone else just like, what the fuck? This guy is so stupid. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Like, see, it's going well over there. It's funny. So that does make me feel better. Also, I do like checking up on my current favorite lolcow clavicular and seeing how many times he gets arrested for random shit because he decides to film himself doing everything, including meth, and then doesn't eat food, so his brain functioning is failing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. It's crazy. Alright, I'll give you guys like until 2 more minutes, and then I'll 26 past, and I'll end the poll because we're not very close, but I'll give people a chance. Oh, of course, drug maxing, microdosing, the definitely not meth, and definitely Adderall, not meth, definitely Adderall or not meth. No, for sure. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try to simplify this and see if I like it, and then we can always go back if I don't. I think we'll do blue. I'm gonna try to just make this. Okay, that's more simple. I think less colors up here is good. There's the center. I do want this, but I also... Yeah. Simplifying. Also, this looks center Or this looks more center. Okay. That's throwing it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think simplification's good. All right, I'm ending the poll, and we are gonna watch the mom who steals her daughter's baby. Ugh, gross. Sorry. Let me get a link for you guys here. Alright, let's see if it's the right side. Hey, it is. Let's go.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, it's not.
Typically,
I was lying.
the only way
How's
that
the
someone
volume?
is going to cut open your stomach and rip out your unborn baby is if you're really, 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 really high.
God, it's
Welcome
so
to
common.
C-section. It is a highly orchestrated procedure. You've got to come in a few hours
It's
in
crazy
advance
how
before the
common this
scheduled
is.
C-section, or sometimes it is an emergency, but they will stick you with an IV. They're going to stick you with a urinary catheter because you can't even urinate on your own when you're numb. Then you crawl into this fetal position on the hospital bed. That's what they tell you to do. And this is the best and worst part. They're going to stick you with an epidural, which is a very, very long needle, and it's going to go straight
Maybe?
around the membrane
There's, like,
of your spinal cord.
so many
And
cases
within minutes
of this shit
This
happening.
is where it starts to feel a little better. You get a tingling, warm sensation that starts in your feet, and then it comes all the way up your legs and then your stomach, and then all of that pain and
But if we
discomfort
have
that you
already
felt
watched this, let
previously,
me know.
you're not even gonna feel it anymore.
I don't
That
think
is
we
the
have
joy
watched
of
a
an
lot of
epidural. You
Queen
won't
for
even be
a
able to
while.
feel or move your legs after all of that. Some people will shake and shiver a little bit, but most people are good. And when you're ready, you'll see a bunch of nurses pull in this sterile curtain. Kind of weird. It's like a curtain that comes and it sits right below your neck, right above your chest. And it means that every time you try to look down, tuck your chin in like you're working out, and you try to look at your stomach, you don't see anything. You just see curtains. And then you see the doctor walk in, you see nurses, and you can hear them. You can see anything above the curtain, but that's about it. You cannot see, you cannot feel, which is probably a good thing because they're cutting open your stomach and taking out your baby. There are a lot of moms out there that have actually been advocating for clear drapes. They need to have drapes because it protects the sterile environment. But they want it to be clear. They want it to be transparent so that near the end of the C-section, the part where they actually pull the baby out, they want to see their baby. One mom said it was heartbreaking to know that she was the last one in the room to see her baby. Some hospitals have started
So
like a
leave the
live
baby
stream
alone.
camera. So they have
Leave
a
that
camera
tiny
that's
baby
live
alone.
streaming the C-section, and then the mom can turn on the TV and watch
he's
what
a
they're doing
baby.
from the doctor's perspective.
He's small.
And I will say a small,
Let him eat his
small
baby foods.
percentage of people with
Moving
very strong
those.
stomachs want that. Most people on Reddit and online have said, I don't want any of that. I don't want to see anything. What are you talking about? Even the partners of those giving birth, there are a lot of stories, and the nurses will say it's specifically lots of dads. Dads who are allowed to stay seated next to their partner's head, behind the drapes. They're there to provide support. I know, they're the dad of the baby. No one cares when mom is giving birth, okay? They're nobody. They're told to just do two things. You're here for two things. Provide support for your partner, and since your partner doesn't want you to, and there's no reason for you to, trust me, sit in the dad chair and don't get up. That's what nurses tell the dad. Don't do anything else, just sit in the dad chair. Then the baby comes out, and they all get excited and they stand up, and because
For the
the
most
drapes
part,
aren't that
that's
tall,
probably decent
some dads have
advice, to
reported
be
seeing
fair.
all of their partners
Really,
inside
Munchie?
their organs. There have been some reports of dads fainting or throwing up,
It
which
might be scary.
go ahead and make this about yourself, okay? Clearly, there are very strong reasons as to why the general population would rather not feel nor see their own C-sections happening in real time. Like, I'm sure it's a very bizarre feeling to see someone cutting into your stomach and taking the baby
thinking I
out
wanna
of
do
you.
something like
I feel like that
this.
borders on body horror for me specifically.
definitely body horror.
Especially if you're not even in the hospital and you're in a forest. It's dark, it's nighttime, and the only light that are being used are the headlights of this truck that you were kidnapped in. and the person performing the C-section is not a healthcare provider. It's not a happy camper who's helping you give birth because you're having an emergency. No, this is just a person with a hunting knife and a scalpel and a thing of dental floss to cut the umbilical cord.
Dental floss?
Dental floss. October 28th, 2025, there's a text message exchange amongst two sisters who both have very unique spellings of their names. You have Courtney without the U, you have Candace without the CE. Courtney texts her sister, asking her sister if she's got any leftover items that Courtney can use for an infant, a baby, which is kind of confusing. It's a very confusing question for Courtney's sister, actually. She just like, what?
This over to the
Courtney
side.
informs her sister in a matter-of-fact way, well, I just gave birth to a baby boy at 28 weeks old, so he's currently in the NICU, but once he's out, he's gonna need baby items, so if you have any, that would be incredibly helpful. Courtney's sister, Candace, is like, no. The question isn't confusing because of the way the question is phrased. Candace understands the concept of that, like linguistically, semantically, okay, logically, these are all words that make sense in anybody's brain. However, Candace had no clue, nobody had a single clue that Courtney was pregnant, let alone gave birth to a baby boy. His name is Ashton Lee Bartholomew. Courtney texts her sister Candace, he's supposed to come home this coming week as long as he's doing good. Still, he will. And then nothing. Candace is like, okay. 6 days later, Candace with an S texts her sister, the new mom, Courtney, asking her if her son's come home yet. No, he did a backslide, but still hoping later this week. Backslide meaning a dip in health, right? The message is sent afternoon of November 3rd, 2025. For the rest of the day, Courtney and her sister Candace, they don't text because Courtney has a very busy day ahead of her. By that night, though, close to midnight, new mom Courtney texts her sister back, my son passed away. It's also kind of vague. Like, all of this is very vague. Courtney's sister wants to know more. She texts, quote, was it just that he wasn't strong enough for being born so early, or was it that he had gotten sick? What happened? I don't know what happened. I just know that he wasn't getting air.
Weird.
Then another message is sent. All I know is I watched my child die right in front of me. Candace with an S will soon realize the same day that Courtney's son died in the NICU, a 22-year-old pregnant woman in the area had gone missing. Nobody knew Courtney was even pregnant. She mysteriously gives birth to a baby boy. Same night that the baby boy passes away, a pregnant woman in the area goes missing. I mean, it's all circumstantial, but it feels connected in some way, does it not? Especially that last text message from Courtney to her sister. It read, all I know is I watched my child die right in front of me. Is she talking about the baby boy that nobody knew she was pregnant with, that she allegedly gave birth with, that was allegedly in the NICU? Or is she talking about her daughter, the missing 22-year-old pregnant woman?
Okay. I feel like this is better already. Wait, what sound?
We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support Rebecca
I'm
Park's
so
GoFundMe for her surviving children. Links are going to be in the description. This episode's partnership
have we watched
also made
this
it
one,
possible
chat?
to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we'd also
Okay,
like
I
to
guess
thank you
we
guys
have
for your
watched this
continued
one.
support.
Okay, well, shoot. Let me make a new poll for us really fast. Let me go back. Okay. Let me try again. Because if we've watched it, then I guess I'll leave the link there for anyone who still wants to watch that one. But if we've seen it already, then okay. Okay, Puppet Master. We'll do that one instead. The Three Sisters or the File. There we go. Try again. Sorry, chat. Sorry. Yeah, one or the other, but if we've already watched them, we've already watched it. YouTube did not have the little bar on it for me, but it's fine. About the mountain? What? No. 3 Indian sisters jumped to death. Dad claims they adopted Korean identities and lived in a fantasy world. I don't know anything about a mountain. Wait, what? Like how no one wants to watch the Files one. That's fair, Lemon. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. It's a lot. It gets to a point, you know? It really does. It gets to a point. Okay, I think this will be a better layout. I need to update that to say it's banned, because it's fucking banned right now. Cooperate. Okay. Yes. Whatever, fuck you, Instagram. Like, I so don't want to put effort into it again. This is the same thing that happened last time. I usually go like a few months in between having Instagrams once they get deleted, because it's just like, oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna call it on the poll so that we can put something else on. So, we will watch the Puppet Master one instead. Okay, let's try that again.
Bada bing, bada boo.
Hopefully we haven't seen this one.
You said there was a stalker.
82 days before the murder, there is a break-in. And in the event of a break-in, usually something is going to be stolen from the house. Most times, it's going to be whatever that is within reach and is the most valuable. Nobody is breaking and entering, risking jail time to steal a can opener and the remainder of your laundry detergent. They want electronics, they want cash, they want things that they can resell and make money from. This is a literal cash grab with a side of trespassing. That's what most break-ins are. It's devastating, but at least you know that the motive is very clear. Whoever did this wants money, they're committing atrocious crimes to make money. But what if someone breaks into your house and they take something that is not of monetary value? They don't steal the $1,000 iPad that's in clear view, or the phone, or the car. They steal your journal, that you write in every single day. It's not a password book.
Okay,
You don't have some
let's
sort
see.
of ledger for Bitcoin in there. It's just like your deepest inner thoughts, leather-bound journal that financially would fetch no more than $10 on the market resold. Or what if someone breaks in and you check the entire house up and down, nothing's been taken, nothing. And it's not like they didn't have time. And then you walk by the console under your TV, and there's the picture frame, the picture of your entire family that you framed last year during Christmas. The frame is still there, but the photo is gone. They had time to take the photo out of the frame, but they didn't take anything else. No valuables. What are they planning on doing with the picture? Or you go upstairs to try and collect yourself. You're about to shower, and in the drawer, your hairbrush is gone. It's missing. Or maybe they take that one magnet that you have on the refrigerator that you bought during your first time going to Yosemite. What the hell are they going to do with that? Or any of these things. These are the things that will keep people up at night. It's not just like the random violation of someone breaking into your home, which is typically the only private place that people can truly feel safe. But it's the fact that you don't know who did it. You don't know why they did it. It's clearly not for money. Then what is it for? Are they going to come back? For the Krug family house in Colorado, it's even more alarming than all of those. Daniel Krug, the father of 3 kids and husband of Christine Krug, calls 911. Daniel's standing at the end of his driveway talking to the officer, and he's explaining, as I pulled in, I saw someone run out, jump over my gate, and take off that way. Like, he walked in on this trespassing, on someone breaking and entering.
Convenient.
I didn't think to call you until my wife got home recently, and we realized the spare key that we keep in the garage isn't there.
If someone breaks into your house and they only take the spare key, the only reason they would do that
Convenient.
is to come back later. But to do what? Over the course of the next 82 days, it will be like the person who broke into that house never even left the house. Strange things are going to start to happen to the Krug family, almost driving them to the point of being completely paranoid. And then finally, one of them is going to be killed in that very house.
I don't think we've seen this one. It's really similar to the multiple Bryans. Have we? When?
We would like to thank today's
When
sponsors
did
who have
we
made it
watch
possible for
this?
Rotten Mango to support the National Network to End Domestic Violence. They are a nonprofit dedicated to ending relationship, workplace, and stalking violence. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Today's episode includes mentions of stalking, DV, so viewer discretion
Should
is
we
advised.
find another
and
one
please take
then?
care, take breaks, and with that, let's get into it. When you read a lot of fiction books, there's going to be patterns that you're noticing. And it's not just like the tropes. It could be the 7-point structure, the hero's journey. Save the cat is like a popular one. It's the outline of the story. And oftentimes, I highly doubt authors are even using outlines like
can't
this.
win.
It's like a storyline. A lot of movies and books follow this exact point progress. It's like the progression of a story.
Like 3rd chapter breakup?
Yes, like a 3rd chapter breakup that I always complain about. It's like that, but like 3rd chapter breakup is maybe more so
If
a
half
trope,
the
but
chat
this
is
would,
saying
fit
we've already
into the
watched
whole
it,
from
though.
start to finish. There's almost like an outline of ups and downs. And it's very interesting. I think it's because humans are comfort creatures. We enjoy stories with similar journeys, similar endings. The point is, if you read a lot of bad fiction, you notice these frameworks. If you read a lot of good fiction, which most fiction is good, you won't even notice these frameworks because they either don't follow it to a T or they do it so well that it just feels like a brand new story in a brand new world. But ultimately, most books can be boiled down to the 3-act structure, which is how I'm going to boil down this case for you. Not because I think that this is reminiscent of a fictional storyline, but because somebody involved in today's case thought that their plan would play out like the movies. They even mention movies and fiction multiple times.
Okay, let's watch The Three Sisters because fuck. Oh my god. Literally cannot win. Here it is, okay. Holy shit. Okay, well, all of the links to all the videos we started watching will be in the description. Motherfucker. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this one more time. This is a shorter one.
Bada bing, bada bing.
Oh my god.
Nobody knows what happened to the Lisbon sisters. That's the whole point of this book turned movie that is centered around 5 sisters, the Lisbon sisters. And it's pretty clear from the very first page of the book that all 5 sisters are going to die by the end of the book. The movie has a slightly different opening, but the plot remains the same. The grand outcome is going to be consistent. Over the course of 2 summers, in this suburban-filled, blissful, cozy little town, and all the other words that these realtors like to use, the 5 Lisbon sisters, over the course of 2 summers, every single one of them dies. All 5 of them. And the entire story is told by the boys across the street. It's not even told by the Lisbon sisters. So we really only know what these 5 boys from across the street know. And these boys, they grew up snooping on the Lisbon sisters. They would get those telescopes pointed at the Lisbon sisters' windows at night. They would try to get invited over to the Lisbon household to steal the sisters' diaries, the pictures. The Lisbon sisters have this incredibly mysterious aura to the boys because they're all blonde, they're all conventionally very attractive, and they're all kept cooped up in this house. Their parents are super religious and strict. They never let them out on dates with boys. They never let them out to hang out. The 5 sisters always feel like they know something that nobody else knows. They keep to themselves, and there's like this air of melancholy that just hangs over all the 5 sisters. They almost become mythical in the town. All 5 sisters, beautiful, they exude girlhood, and yet each one of them dies by self-exit. And the boys, they grow up 20 years later, and even as adults, as men, they can't understand why the girls from their childhood, the Lisbon sisters, would do such a thing. Why would they leave this beautiful life? Especially, why would they leave their beautiful bodies? I mean, it's not like they were bullied for being unconventionally attractive. Nobody gets the Lisbon sisters, mainly because nobody cares about the Lisbon sisters. They see that they are just passive objects that the world feels like they need to either conquer or consume, and that is it. That's how they feel about girlhood. There's a famous quote from the movie when one of the Lisbon sisters gets hospitalized after trying to, and the doctor tells her, "You're not even old enough to know how bad life gets."
You're cleaning
She's
beans
13,
on camera,
and she just responds, "Obviously, doctor, you've never been a 13-year-old girl." Throughout the whole movie, you see the boys
Seriously,
across
though,
the street,
13-year-old
steal
girls
the
have
sisters'
experienced
diaries.
more in their
They
lives
skim
than
the
most
boring
grown
parts,
men
and they
have.
just
It's
focus on the
very
sexuality
embarrassing
journeys
for the grown
and
men.
the parts that make them excited. And yet, at the end, they still don't understand. It befuddles them why these girls
Currently,
would
I'm making
die.
my schedule.
When it is so clear to everybody watching or reading this novel, it's not that they don't know why. It's that the boys don't care about why. People say that this movie is what popularized the term male gaze. And since the Lisbon sisters' whole life story is being told by these brothers, you never know why at the end, because the brothers never know why.
Is this a true story or no?
No, this is a
Completely
novel
fictional.
turned movie. You never know why it happened because the boys never found out why. And 20 years later, it's almost like the Lisbon sisters are just this myth, this legend in their mind. It's not about who the girls were, what happened to them, and why. It's all about who the girls could have been to somebody else. That's the whole point. They're more so grieving the loss of potential on what the girls could have provided for the neighborhood boys. Like, perhaps one of them could have been the hottest wife out of all your friends, or like a loving wife that bakes the softest chocolate cookies. It's grieving the potential of how the girls could have fit into boys' lives later on, rather than grieving the loss of life. The boys also complain about how
Yes,
they
the
and
virgin
ultimately,
suicides.
you know, they're the center of the stories. These girls are just
Which
the
I would
side
argue
plots.
is absolutely
They
not
complain
the male
about how
gaze.
they never
It's
found out
clearly really
reason to
criticizing
why.
it,
And it's
but
almost
okay.
like a mystery
Also,
for the
it
boys to figure out.
confuses me
It's
when
not
people
about
use the
girls' lives.
term, like,
There's this
female
quote
gaze,
that
male
says,
gaze
it didn't matter in the end how old they had
to
been
apply to
or
real
that they were
people,
girls, but only
because it's
that we had
specifically a
loved them,
film
and they
thing.
hadn't heard us
And when you
calling,
try to
which, by the way, they never did.
extrapolate it
Still
onto
do not hear us up
real
in the treehouse with
situations
our
or
thinning
people,
hair and soft bellies, calling them out of those
that's
rooms
not what
where
that
they went to be
means.
alone for a long time, alone in death, and where we will never find the pieces to put them back together.
I see.
Which means for the boys, the Lisbon girls were just for saving. It's like this infuriating story. They didn't care until they died, and
It's
then
almost like the boys, they're at loss.
yeah, and it becomes like a fantasy, something to obsess over for these boys. Like, this was a big part of my childhood. It's a canon event because when a girl is dead, they say that she can be whatever you want in your mind. She is no longer around to tell you what happened. So you can make it whatever fantasy that you want, and that is what the boys ultimately end up doing. A lot of people feel frustrated by this book and this movie, but they understand. The whole point is that the audience is never supposed to know why the Lisbon sisters did what they did. You can keep guessing. Your guess is probably better than those idiot boys, but ultimately we're all still guessing. Because nobody wanted to ask the Lisbon sisters if they were okay, or talk to them, or figure out what was wrong before it's too late. Instead, after they die, everyone in the book comes up with their own reasoning for why they did it. Each story fits each person's life story a little bit better. For the boys, it's like this enigma, this fantasy of what could have been, of girlhood that's like lost so quickly. Something to fixate over. And then the girls are just empty shells. They just project whatever they want onto the girls. Oh, the girl could have been this, the girl could have been that, but like it doesn't matter to them who the girl was. And that is the real life case right now that is unfolding in India of the Kumar sisters'
I'll just
death.
leave it.
3 sisters, 16 years old, 14 years old, and 12 years old. 3 of them
Loads.
all fall to their deaths from the 9th floor balcony of their house. And their entire lives and their deaths are told by this one man in their lives. And everything about it just seems fishy. This is the case of the Kumar sisters. We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support NAMI National. Also known as the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI is the nation's largest mental health organization. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team, and we'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. A big disclaimer for today's case, there's very strong themes of self-exit, perhaps tech addiction, as well as mentions of potential interfamilial relations that are not of the norm. So please take care of yourself. Don't hesitate to take a break, and we will see you in the next one. With that being said, let's get into it. The Kumar sisters do everything together. They eat together, they sleep together, they shower together. If one of them has to use the restroom, all 3 of them
Hello, are
will
you
just in like a
pixelated?
line, like little ducks, and go to the restroom together. Everything they do is together, which I feel is a bit more understandable when they were really young. But now that they're 12, 14, and 16 years old, the 3 sisters, a lot of people assumed that they would want to have more alone time. They would want to develop their own identities and have some privacy. Even their dad, Mr. Kumar, he questions it at one point. Like, even using the toilet together.
Hey,
Like,
can
why
you
do you have to
stop?
do everything together?
Stop
Even the toilet? They just respond, Papa, we do everything together. Only together.
ऐसे मैंने नोट तो किया था, ठीक है? मैंने समझाया भी बेटा ये क्या है? पापा हम एक साथ ही जाते हैं। पापा वो एक वॉशरूम जा रही है, मैं हाथ धो रही हूँ और एक मुंह धो रही है। मैंने चलो ठीक है।
But it's not as if they are carbon copies of each other. It's not like 3 different individuals, but they all have the same personalities and they all behave the same way. They're each very different. Their grandma from their mom's side describes them as being, well, the oldest one of the sisters, the 16-year-old, very timid. You know, between mom and dad, if there was a fight between mom and dad, she would get scared, just completely scared.
कभी किसी ने कान बंद हो गए झगड़ा हुआ तो वो डर जाती थी
Okay, there we go.
She's the oldest, but gets the most easily scared, the most timid. And then the youngest one of the 3 sisters, the 12-year-old, also the same. Constantly timid, very nervous if there's any disagreements in the house. However, the 14-year-old, the middle sister, grandma says, very clever. Smart girl. Very, very clever girl.
वो नहीं डरती थी रांची वो डरती नहीं थी वो हिम्मत वाली लड़की थी
Her mind is very good. It's sharp. Compared to the older sister, she describes her as, the 16-year-old is quite simple, very simple. And the youngest is also, quote, very lucky because she's also quite simple. So that's what the grandma is saying, and which, just to add context, being called simple, from what I can tell, being called simple is not really considered an insult in India like it might be more so in the United States. One Redditor explains, simple is actually a compliment. Usually it implies responsible, humble, and grounded. It doesn't mean too many desires. Mostly a compliment in India. No one uses it in such a negative sense.
The fact that that's
So I
a
guess
compliment,
it would kind of ring true
stay
in East
away
Asia
from
too.
me.
Like, you're not trying to do
If you
crazy
think that's a
things all the time
compliment,
and not sticking out of the norm.
oh,
Like,
you're
that's a
passive and
compliment.
blend in with the
I can think of
sheeple.
something in Chinese that's
Yeah,
Great.
I know in
No, that's a
America,
fucking
we associate
insult.
it with being dumb. That's not what the grandma's saying.
You can
She's
cook
not
it up
calling
as
them
like,
dumb.
no, but we
No,
love
grandma
sheeple
continues,
here.
But the middle sister, she was not scared.
Get away from me.
She was very courageous. But she has a tendency, according to her grandma, to, quote, get lost. Sometimes she would just sit, and sometimes she would just not talk to us.
No, I can't
It's
do
like
a-
she's in her own
a
little world.
fan dinner.
February 4th,
No.
2026, at 2:15
Nope.
a.m., all three Kumar sisters
Cannot
will be
do
found
that.
dead.
A,
There are a few
I'm a sex
justifiable
worker,
reasons
so
why
that
one
would
might be out
inherently be
perusing the neighborhood at 2
prostitution.
in the morning in the complete dark. One of which does
Whether
not
or not
include
we have
standing
sex.
still, body stiff, just staring up at the sky. An elderly neighbor is walking back
And
home,
I
and
don't
he
do
comes
dates.
across one of the younger neighbors, maybe in his 20s, I mean younger compared to the elderly neighbor, and he sees this young man just staring up at the sky as if he's in a trance, as if a UFO carrying 3-headed horses is about to descend upon the neighborhood. So this old guy is following the neighbor's gaze up, 80 feet, up until he hits the 9th floor of the apartment building. And maybe the older neighbor's eyes aren't so good, because it's very likely that he hears it before he sees it. It's like 3
we'll do that
explosive,
color.
almost gunshot noises. And now, at the bottom of the building, on the ground, are the 3 Kumar sisters. The neighbors are all gathered around. Anyone
it's
who is
too
still
dark.
awake inside the apartment building, they're all now waking up their family members. They're all heading downstairs, including the Kumar parents. Initially, the story seems like, and this is according to the younger neighbor who had been staring, he says he stopped on his walk because it was very odd.
That's
He
better.
saw these moving figures out on a balcony late at night, and the way they were just moving about just seemed odd to
That
him.
matches.
It's in the dark, no light. It just
Need
didn't
to
feel
fix
right.
these pink
Quote,
ones,
और
though.
मेरी नज़र इसलिए गई क्योंकि 2 बजे अगर लाइट किसी का ऑन हो तो थोड़ा सा और मुझे वो लगता है और बालकनी के ऊपर अगर कोई चढ़ के बैठा हुआ हो तो ऑटोमेटिक डाउट तो फील वैसे ही हो जाता है
He states that he believes initially that one sister was falling from the balcony and the other 2 tried to save her and fell too.
That
Whether it
literally
was
makes no
intentional
fucking
or not,
sense.
he cannot be sure.
प्लानिंग एक की थी मुझे तो यही दिखाई दे रहा था कि प्लानिंग एक की है और बाकी जो है उसे बचाने में गिरा है
So that instantly brings up a few theories. One of the 3 sisters fell accidentally and the other 2 fell accidentally in an attempt to save her. All accidental. This is completely ruled out by the fact that they left behind a detailed 8-page note beforehand.
Wow. What kind of balcony? Is this a balcony that you have to climb up
Yeah.
to get?
You would have to get a stool and then climb on top of the stool and then go over the railing and then
How is that accidental?
Yeah.
Even the first.
perhaps you could argue maybe she was like sitting, she propped herself up on the balcony, which I don't see that to be feasible.
Yeah, that
but
doesn't make
judging by the
sense.
note, the whole accidental theory doesn't make sense. So the second theory comes about. One sister intentionally falls and the other 2 accidentally fall in an attempt to save her. But again, that's hard to believe because all 3 of them partook in this 8-page note. So then the third theory is, okay, one sister intentionally falls, the other 2 try to save her because maybe they thought the note was a joke, but when they realize it's too late, they're like, I can't live with this, so they also fall. But again, that doesn't make sense.
doesn't make any
which
sense.
leaves 4.
Who would do
the
that?
theory that all 3 sisters all went one by one and fell intentionally.
Like,
But
literally,
why?
who would do
I
that?
mean, you get how, kind of, but
now
why?
the
The
colors
neighbor just saw,
fucking
he doesn't
match.
know, he just responds, I don't know, I just saw
No,
all
this
3
is
of them
too
jumping
dark.
from the front. Before I could even understand what was happening or calling out, the whole
Yeah,
incident
they
was
don't do
over.
that.
When the first one fell, they described the sound like an explosion. And then it happens 2 more times. When the sisters are rushed to the hospital, they are pronounced deceased upon arrival. They had fallen 80 feet from the air, so from the 9th floor balcony.
That's crazy.
And now you have a 16-year-old girl that is now deceased, a 14-year-old girl that is now deceased, and a 12-year-old girl. And this is where, like the novel and the movie, Virgin Self-Exit, which we just talked about in the intro, nobody knows why.
Virgin
The story of why
Self-Exit.
changes
I just
depending on who
realized
you
she's
ask.
calling it
If you
that.
ask her parents, they're going to say one thing. Authorities are going to say another thing. The press are saying something else. And then the netizens are saying something entirely different. And it's not a simple, clean-cut case either.
But yeah.
The sisters'
No,
family
I can't
background
do-
is very
I can't do
confusing.
dates.
The three Kumar sisters.
Because
they're all
it would
sisters.
never be
They all live
like
together
a
with mom and dad,
contest to
but they
do
have
that.
different
It would be
moms.
like a flat
So
fee of like
two sisters share the same
50K.
mom. One sister has a mom, and they live with both the moms and the dad in the house. The
For
oldest
starters,
of the three sisters is from Mr. Kumar's
B,
first
I
marriage.
wouldn't put
The
out.
two other sisters are from Mr. Kumar's second marriage.
C,
But the sisters
we
are
both
also
get
half
arrested.
siblings, you know, because they're
So.
only half related. But they're also cousins because Mr. Kumar's first wife and second wife are biological sisters.
What?
He married two biological sisters, had kids with them, and they all lived
Like,
together.
I'm not just a
And he
normal
also now has
influencer or
a
something.
third
I'm a
wife
sex
that also lives
worker.
in
I
this
can't
house
just
that
do
he has
meet and
kids
greets
with. A woman
casually.
named Tina. And all of them live in this 9th floor
There'd have to be
apartment.
security.
more-
I'd have to
more
hire
kids in the house?
security.
Another daughter.
It would
and a
only
son,
be in
and they're very young.
public.
Whoa.
Like,
Okay.
And all
there
of
would have to
them
be
live in
so
the
many
same apartment
stipulations
building, the
that
same
it
one
would
that
not
the three
really
girls
be
just
worth
fell
it
out
for
of.
either of us.
And in the sisters' rooms, there's something scribbled on the walls.
You know?
It reads, I am very, very alone. My life is very, very alone. Make me a heart of broken. And next to an 8-page note that they wrote before they fell is a diary that has the words, read now, written on it. When news of the Kumar sisters'
I
death starts circulating,
wasn't saying you
everyone
were,
has the
but
very obvious
I am a
question of,
sex worker.
okay, why? One teenager self-exiting is already devastating and requires a pretty introspective look into the child's circumstances. But three sisters at the same time, I mean, there has to be something big,
we
or
not
at least something that
understand
everyone is hoping for there to be a reason,
my
because they want
job
it to be bigger than mental
kind
health.
of
Because mental health is something that it seems
reframes
like most parents in most countries
that entire
don't want to address
context.
explicitly. So the natural conclusion
It doesn't
comes to
matter.
this. Phone addiction. The
If
three
you
girls
have
are
sex
so
on the
addicted
date
to their
or not,
phones, they
paying
would
for
rather
a date
die
is
than be apart
illegal.
from their phones. One People magazine
You
title
can't.
is, quote, 3 teen sisters
You
jump to
can't
their deaths
technically
from
do
9th floor
that.
apartment after parents remove access to phones.
How did that come about?
So the dad said he did
Like,
take away
oh,
their
but it's
phones
just
recently,
dinner, we're
and
just
they
friends.
really liked
The
their
government
phones,
doesn't
and they
care.
were always on their phones.
The
And so he
government
thinks
still sees
that's
that as
why that these three
prostitution.
sisters did the drastic thing that they did.
उस दिन शाम को ही मैंने उनसे फोन छीना था तो मैंने कहा फोन नहीं चलाओगे आके सूझ रही है तब भी वो रात में फोन ले गए 12 बजे 1 बजे करीब मैं दोबारा फोन ले मतलब मेरे वाइफ को
Also,
बोला
the
फोन लेके
second
आ
I
गई,
would offer
फोन लेके
anything
आ गई,
like
फोन लेके आ गई।
that,
अचानक से कि मेरी वाइफ ने आवाज मारी मैं दूसरे रूम में लेटा हुआ था कि
all my
ये गेट
accounts are
अंदर से
getting
गेट लगा दिया,
deleted
अंदर से गेट
because
लगा दिया,
it's
अंदर से
gonna
गेट लगा
be
दिया उन्होंने। गेट अंदर से लॉक कर
breaking
दिया था,
TOS
जब कुछ
on
movement नजर
every
आई,
single
एकदम कुछ
platform.
गिरने की आवाज आई। मैंने दूसरी गली से नीचे झांका मेरी
I'm gonna get
So
harassed
this
by
came from
all
the
of the
dad.
people who
Yeah.
have like
That's why you
parasocial
And the media
attachments
is like,
to
that
me
makes sense. And they just
as
start
to why
reporting it.
they're not
One
the ones
expert
who get the
states,
date
adolescents
for
today
free.
live dual lives, one physical and one digital.
Just
if the digital
no.
one collapses,
Just
some
no.
feel like
There's
they have
literally
no life left
no
at all.
benefit to
this
that for
feels like
me.
a situation of, okay, let's just keep adding on top of it until no one can see what we're going to bury to begin with. Because after that's reported, that the Kumar sisters probably did this because their phones were taken away from them, a lot of people, myself included, start questioning that narrative. Like, it's already so unheard of to begin with, but if it is true that all three sisters did this because their phones were taken away, that indicates that something is not okay with the kids. Typically, children that develop such strong, deep addictions to their devices, their addiction to the phone is just a presentation of the symptoms. It's not the problem.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
problem is usually family life, home life, cyberbullying, bullying, abuse, lack of community, mental health illnesses that are being ignored. It's not just like, I love my phone, I'm addicted to my phone. It's statistically uncommon for children to die from phone addiction. They could have phone addiction and then get roped in by a predator. They could have phone addiction and then become victim to cyberbullying or blackmail. But just to have your phone taken away and that be the reason that you self-exit, it's not statistically common at all.
But you said they
Yeah,
left a
no,
note,
that
right?
does not happen.
Yes.
So is that did they?
That
write
whole
something?
note
Yeah.
has not been released to the public. Excerpts of that note have been released, and it's weird. It's really weird. Yeah.
It
So
feels
none
like
of
the
this makes
dad's
sense
framing
for even
it.
one child to die because they got their phone
Right?
taken away.
Like,
but
it
now
feels
you're
like
saying
the
it's all
dad
three
did it.
sisters. Is there some sort of?
I feel like
know
he
a lot of
pushed them
people
out
were
of the
thinking
window
it was
'cause they, like,
when
wanted a
all
boyfriend
three
or some
sisters
shit.
could go into a state
It's
of
gonna be one of
psychosis
those
together. But
situations.
that doesn't seem to be the case either. So there must be something darker on that
Okay.
phone. Then comes new information.
Jeez.
See, this is why I'm like, it feels like this case, people just keep
I
stacking
need to
information
add
on
more
top
to
when
this
questions
situation.
start arising.
Right.
We'll
Okay.
come
So back to the
that.
phone thing. The
We're gonna
dad
like
told
write down the
news
actual
that
cosplays
he took
I have
away
planned.
all 3 girls' phone.
Well, only 2 of the girls had phones, and
They
then
took-
one of them had their phone taken away 3 months ago.
Uh-huh.
So that all 3 of them were sharing
Like,
one phone.
now it would
and
be
then
very
that phone was
fun
taken away recently.
If I could do meet and greets.
So they're all sharing
but I
one
can't.
phone, and now all 3
I
of them
can't.
have no phone.
Yeah.
I don't have
That's
normal
crazy.
fans.
That's a
Yeah.
bizarre like conclusion for a father to come to.
So then they come up with new information. They were playing a task-based game that told them to do it.
गेम के बने था लेकिन मुझे नहीं पता था कि ये इसमें ऐसा टास्क भी है कि खुदवाने का टास्क है मुझे पता होती जी कौन
Or
बाप
did they
अपने
think
बच्चे
the
को
fucking
मरने देगा
blue
जब
whale is
There
real
was
or
this
whatever?
big scare back during the COVID days of the blue whale game. Do you remember that?
It's
Okay,
not
it's like a
fucking
50,
real.
it's an alleged 50-day, 50-task challenge where over the course of 50 days,
This is just some
kids
shit
would
4chan made
download
up.
the blue whale challenge or talk to people on Discord about it, and they would have to complete 50 tasks, one for each day, and they all start rather innocent. It's like, watch a scary movie, wake up in the middle of the night. And then the game finally instructs you at the end of the 50-day mark to commit the very last task, which largely turned out to be not true, this whole blue whale challenge. There was a small connection
Hello?
between a few deaths in Europe, specifically Russia,
What?
and the imagery of blue whales. And
Okay.
it could have been due to a very famous song in Russia that is centered around blue whales, or it could have been due to the fact that blue whales sometimes beach themselves, causing their own deaths. So they'll beach themselves on the shore and then they'll die. A lot of people think that it's the most reminiscent of the human self-exit, because a lot of animals have very strong, they don't want to die. So a lot of that imagery has been associated perhaps with the connection of really dark thoughts. Scientists don't really have an answer for why blue whales beach themselves. There's not really a solid one. It could be stressors from habitat change, weather sickness. It could be illnesses lurking underneath. It could be really unfortunate situations where one beached whale gets stuck and starts sending out insane distress signals, which leads to a lot of whales coming to help, and then ends up sometimes dozens of them are getting beached.
Really?
Others say that they're getting disoriented
Interesting.
by really strong naval sonar signals being sent to them, and they panic and they rapidly surface, and then it causes decompression sickness, which ends with them getting beached.
That would
Others
make
have
sense,
argued that it
actually.
really depends on the geographical location, and then you can kind of fit one of the better theories around this very strange phenomenon. For a lot
Okay,
of people,
we'll leave
it
that
just
color.
sounds very human to beach yourself. That is the connection between the blue whale imagery and a few Russian teenagers who ultimately self-exited. Instead of accepting and turning the conversation of why these kids did what they did and talking about mental health, here comes this story of these children were being preyed upon probably by an online game like the Blue Whale Challenge. And that seems to be where this entire theory of this game existing spawns out of. It then leads to forums and a ton of Discord
leave it.
servers and Telegram group chats now trying
We'll
to
leave it
recreate the game.
You're talking about blue whale.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, this blue whale challenge exists. So then all of these people who want to be edgy teenagers on Discord, they start trying to recreate it and actually trying to start and make a blue whale challenge. There was even a Russian musician who confessed to creating the game, creating the challenge.
we'll do that.
But everybody says, yeah, he's just saying whatever because his entire marketing scheme for the past however long his career has been around is to create shop content and then push people to listen to his music. Outlets like the BBC question if the Blue
Okay.
Whale game, as we know it, ever even really existed at all, but it was one
It
of the biggest
probably
scares
did
in
not.
2019.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Because
alas,
almost
a
all
new
of these
story emerges with
things
this
are
case.
fake.
They were involved in one of these task-based games. That is what Mr. Kumar is saying about his 3 daughters, the Kumar sisters.
उन्होंने गेमिंग के चक्कर में कराई है गेमिंग टास्क वाला कराई है
कौन सा गेम
हमें तो ये भी नहीं पता था वो आया ना वो जो फोरेंसिक टीम ने बताया थी हमें सारी वेरिफिकेशन करके तो ये गेमिंग का साइज था
So again, this comes from the father.
Yes.
The father is saying they're playing.
Yes. He's just telling the authorities like they were playing these task-based games
Yeah,
and
were they?
it just the task probably told them to do this.
What?
Not a single one of the 3 girls thought, okay, maybe this is too far. Like, maybe this isn't a game that we should play. Also, what game were they allegedly playing if the Blue Whale game isn't even a real game? Furthermore, if these kids are doing task-based challenges that only escalate until it becomes this sinister, would it not be safe to assume that there would have been other signs?
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of
bizarre tasks.
Challenges, right?
Did the parents not notice anything strange? They wouldn't even call each other by their given names. That's what the parents say. They would pick names from TV shows or movies that they watched, and they would start calling each other those names. Like Maria, Eliza, and Cindy. Those were their new names. Their parents report it's like they were living in a parallel world where their
This
parents,
just sounds like some
friends,
kids
everyone
being
just
kids,
was shut
but
out
okay.
so they didn't have to come back to reality. The girls would spend 20 hours a day on their phone, which, you know, why didn't the parents stop them? We don't know. Their dad says, I didn't know about the game.
हमें तो आज पता लगा कि वो टास्क चल रहा था कि वो उसमें एक ग्रुप बनी हुई थी कि जी मैं एक सीनियर हूँ वो उसके ऑर्डर मान रहे थे मैं सोच रहा गेम खेल रहे हैं जी कोई
I just knew they were on the phone. I didn't know about the game. I didn't know that the game instructs them to end it.
Did you say 20 hours a day?
Yeah,
Yeah,
They
20
sleep
hours a
4
day is
hours
some
and then just stay on the phone for 20 hours?
that's what he says.
crazy
but I don't know.
hours.
What is he talking about?
Now he says, I mean, you know, tell me what kind of father would let their daughters die.
They didn't sleep.
Tell me what
No
kind of father
sleep
would
ever.
let their kid play a game that's going to cause their death. They did it because of the game. They were performing the task given out by the game.
गेम के बने था लेकिन मुझे नहीं पता था कि ये इसमें ऐसा टास्क भी है कि खुदवाने का टास्क है मुझे पता होती जी कौन बाप
Did he
अपने
just like
बच्चे को
make
मरने
up this
देगा
little
जब बताओ।
fantasy
But
world
it's
in his
the
head
way
to like
in
cope with the fact
the
his daughters
interviews with Mr. Kumar
were murdered by
the
him,
way
probably?
he's doing these interviews, there's no emotion, there's no inflection in his
'Cause,
voice.
like, what do you mean?
He almost sounds bothered by having to explain what happened to the press.
पता
What do you
होती
know
जी
right now?
कौन बाप अपने बच्चे को मरने देगा सब बताओ आप खुद बताओ तो कौन
He's
बाप
trying to
मरने
promote the
वाला है?
game or like what's happening right
But
now?
not in this emotional, I'm so distraught, and you hungry, bottom feeding reporters won't leave me alone until I make a statement, so here's your goddamn statement. It's not like that. There's almost like a weird air of just kind of nonchalant energy that seems very ill-fitting for a man in his position. He didn't even
doesn't
just
seem
lose
like he's
one daughter. He
grieving at
lost
all.
3 daughters. He lost 3 kids. He seems way too calm. At least that's what netizens believe. Left behind in the girls' room is the 8-page note that reads true life story with a sad face emoji. And it's a mixture of Hindi and English, and the full copy has yet to be released. And next to that is their diary with instructions for their father to read it. Which again, the full copy is yet to be released.
That's
and their diary
convenient.
is seemingly at odds with everything that we've learned so far. Mainstream media is telling us it's a phone addiction, maybe social media addiction. It's the blue whale game. But when you see excerpts from the diary, one portion reads, "You don't know how much we loved Korea. Now see the proof. Now it's confirmed here that Korea and K-pop groups are our lives." Another portion reads, "Death is better for us than your beatings. This is why we are self-exiting. Sorry, Papa."
This is the diary. This
Oh!
is not from their notes.
The sorry
Okay,
Papa is from their note,
yeah.
and then the diary is the this is why we love Korea.
No, for
This
sure.
is why
That's
we
definitely
love
what it
This is
was.
how much
There
we
was
love
the little
Korea.
nugget of
This is
truth.
how much we
That
love
was the
Korea.
actual reason.
So the whole
If they
Korean
actually did it to
thing
themselves,
starts to
that would be the
slowly take
reason.
over every news
Let's be
article
so
about
fucking
the
for
Kumar
real.
sisters. It started with 3 sisters
Let's
with a phone
be fucking
addiction.
for real.
Then it went to 3 sisters playing a task-based game online. Then now it's becoming 3 sisters obsessed with Korean culture die. They did not just die from a phone addiction or from a game, which, I mean, those were nonsensical explanations
Yeah,
to
no, it's
begin with.
definitely
when
Dad's
Dad
fault.
would even explain the game, he doesn't know what game he's talking about. He doesn't know what tasks they would do. Some reports even firmly state that the police have ruled out a task-based game.
अभी तक के जांच में ऑनलाइन गेमिंग और गेमिंग में दिए जाने वाले टास्क के बारे में कोई भी तथ्य सामने नहीं आया है।
So all of that isn't making any sense. And now the father has a new version of events of why the girls did what they did. And it all starts and ends with South Korea. He said he wants everything Korea banned in India. He says Korean content should be banned in India. No Korean dramas, no Korean videos, no Korean channels. My demand from the government is ban all Korean dramas,
just
videos,
racist.
channels in India. Nothing Korea should be running in India.
कोरिया बंद होना चाहिए इंडिया में बस
Like what?
कोरियन नाटक चले ना कोरियन वीडियो चले ना कोरियन चैनल चले बस
The girl's diary reads, "You don't
Why
know how
have
much
kids
we
if you
loved
are just gonna
Korea,
have
the
them
way we loved
self-exit?
Korean actors and
'Cause
K-pop groups. We
he
didn't
thought he
even
could
love
have
family
pawns to
members that
control,
much." They proceed
and when
to
they
list
didn't
19 things about
willingly get
Korean,
controlled
Japanese,
by
Chinese,
him and
British,
do what he
Thai,
said,
American culture that
he
their
got rid of
parents
them.
did not let them partake in. And it's primarily a list of shows and movies that their parents disapproved of, including cartoons like Shin-chan and Doraemon. They even wrote about how they have a younger sister.
Well, they care about their
It's
girls
a
as far
4-year-old
as how much
girl.
they can sell
and they
them
were
for.
upset that the parents influenced her first because they were really excited to make the 4-year-old sister, quote, their own. but instead their parents kept showing the 4-year-old girl Bollywood movies rather than Korean movies, which they write in their journal about their 4-year-old sister, quote, "You made her Bollywood, which we hated more than life itself."
So this is from their diary.
Yeah.
And 3 girls share one diary? Huh.
Weird. 3 girls share one diary.
A few weeks back, a family friend was rear-ended. She kept hesitating about calling a lawyer because she didn't want to seem like she was making a big deal out of nothing. But here's the thing. If you've been injured in an accident, you should not let assumptions prevent you from going after fair compensation. Your recovery, your family stability, your ability to pay bills and move forward with your life matters so much more than maybe I'm being dramatic.
We'll do that so we can actually
Morgan
see
&
what's
Morgan is the
happening.
largest law firm in America, and they've successfully recovered over $30 billion for their clients. And when it really counts, they don't back down. Their team includes over 1,000 attorneys working across the country, giving them strength and resources to help you get your life back on track. Hiring the wrong firm can be disastrous, but hiring the right firm could substantially increase your settlement. If you've been hurt due to the negligence of someone else, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. Just click the link in the description below or visit forthepeople.com/rotten. That's forthepeople.com/rotten or dial pound law 529 from your phone. This is a paid advertisement. Kumar, the father, has
Girl, I don't wanna see
stated
the
in an
colors.
interview,
Oh my God.
they listened to Korean music, they watched Korean films and dramas, web series, and cartoons. They also wanted to go to Korea. All 3 wanted us to accept Korean culture, but when we refused their behavior, I mean, they went into a shell and lived in their own world. Their dad says they would only dress Korean, they would do their hair in Korean styles, they used symbols that were in the Squid Games. Their wallpapers on their phones were pictures of them wearing
symbols that were in the
Korean-style
Squid
clothes.
Games?
According to one report, their dad tried to hire them a tutor.
Do you mean
but all of that
Korean?
kind of goes down the drain when the 3 sisters introduced themselves with their new
Or,
names, Maria,
like,
Lisa, and Cindy.
the
Which, okay,
X.
fine, whatever. The tutor
what do you-
assigns the girls homework. They fail to bring back the homework. The tutor says, "I sought to know the reason why, and they gave me a really weird answer, that they had been adopted from Korea and China." But she's like, "What does that have to do with your homework?" So she brings it up with the dad, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they're just so obsessed with Korea."
I feel like there's
What?
something missing because
Yeah.
it just everything just sounds so
Not real.
unrelated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like sure, like you can be obsessed with Korean culture and K-pop and all that, but like
And that's why I think the book and movie Virgin Self-Exit, it reminds me so much of this case is because it seems like everyone who is explaining the girl's actions don't know a
Every
thing about what it
time,
means to even
every
be
time
a
she
young
says that,
girl.
it fucking gets me.
Like, oh, it's a phone addiction. Oh, it's a task-based game that we have no proof of. But, like, it must be a game or something, because isn't that what the kids are doing? They're, like, playing games. Oh, they loved K-dramas, so telling you they wanted to be Korean, and it's weird. Like, it's very, like,
No, that
I
is
don't
what
think
it's
you
giving.
understand what these girls are even thinking about.
and these different theories all came from the father?
It seems like they start with the father. Yeah, there's gonna be more on the father. But he just says they have a fixation on everything Korean. And because they were not Korean, because they couldn't go to Korea, they died. Okay, we don't have to go
What?
down the Ollie London rabbit hole again. He is notoriously a white man who did a ton of plastic surgery and came out to say that he will now be identifying as a Korean man. I believe he's no longer Korean, though. I think he's Christian now, so here we are. I don't know. I mean, it's not unheard
Oh my
of
God.
for people to claim that they are no longer the ethnicity that they are. It's weird, but it's been done before. And with the recent rise
You know
of
what,
people
David?
being
It probably
fascinated by
does.
Korean culture and more dangerously people fetishizing Korean partners, it's not the most unheard of thing. However, it does not make sense that 3 sisters would die because of it. It just doesn't make any sense at all. Like, sure, you can have that as an indirect reason, such as they wanted to be Korean and underwent surgery but died on the operating table. They wanted to be Korean and tried this underground black market pill that someone sold them that would make them Korean. They wanted to be Korean, so they got kidnapped by someone
Crazy
who promised
work.
to take them to Korea. But not just, they wanted to be Korean. Period. That's it. That's how they died. Like, there has to be more to it. It doesn't make sense. It's reported to the police that the night of their deaths, the sisters had taken their mom's phone
Wanted to be
try and
Korean,
use it to
therefore
get
dead.
back onto the Korean games
Makes
they were
perfect sense.
allegedly
This is
obsessed with.
logical.
We don't even know what game really. So now it's not only
Like
a
what?
task-based game, it's a task-based Korean
Is
game.
that better?
Okay, so the dad is like, yeah, they were trying to get back on that Korean game.
What does
Interest-
task-based game even mean?
I
Like,
guess it's you do tasks in real life.
Okay.
Like the Blue Whale Challenge is like you get tasked in real life. It's not like, hey, go on this game and you get to make your own little character on the game.
So that's not even like a mobile game. That's like a Discord game with someone. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Interestingly, though, when police look into the mom's phone, there's no evidence of any sort of game or app being used that night. So either the girls were unable to get on the app, or maybe the story doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. When their dad took away their phones, they wrote in their diary,
it doesn't make any sense.
Korea was our life. How did you even dare to take this from us? We love Korean. Love, love, love. And it seems like Mr. Kumar firmly believes that Korea is the reason that his 3 daughters are gone. Judging off of the way he's doing interviews and what's been found in their diaries, he tells the press, who
weird that he
naturally have a lot of questions, they even created a whole YouTube channel dedicated to K-dramas. They had about 2,000 subscribers, but 10 days before their deaths, they deleted it.
नहीं गेम भी खेलते थे वीडियो भी डालते थे यूट्यूब चैनल ही बनाया था कोरियर का उन्होंने
I don't think it was voluntary. So in other reports, Kumar, the father, says that he forced them to delete their channels based off of their growing fixation on Korean culture. They just keep living in their own world. He says that he believes probably him forcing them to delete their YouTube channel, taking away their phones, really sent them off the deep end. They broke.
I wonder
he says,
why.
I used to pamper my children a lot. They would watch K-dramas, Korean games, Korean reels. Their eyes were swollen.
I think he's just really fucking racist.
They were angry about this.
And he's upset that his daughters were into K-pop.
पूरा समय देते थे लेकिन वो छुप के कर रहे थे क्योंकि वो डरते थे मैं फोन छीन लेता था आंखें सूज जाती थी उनकी फोन चलाते चलाते उनकी आंखें सूज जाती और वो मेरे डर के मारे रात 12 बजे से 4 बजे तक फोन चलाते थे.
He says the night of their deaths, around 10 p.m., so only 4 hours before they passed, he spoke with the girls, and he says before he went to sleep in his room, he asked the girls, did you guys eat dinner? They respond, yes, we want to go to Korea. Mr. Kumar says they insisted on going to Korea again, but I told them we are Indian.
He's saying this like we're gonna agree with him. It's crazy.
And he says that they could not live without their connection to Korea, which they only got through their phones. And maybe it's the way that the family and Mr. Kumar specifically have spoken about this incident. The mothers, I mean, they've been largely out of the public eye, but it's the way that he just keeps saying it's Korea,
their mom
it's a Korean
obsession.
Think? Maybe he is trying to say that the girls fell into a deep depression because they were unable to have a Korean connection or be Korean. Maybe he's trying to say it's depression, but it just comes off really confusing. One comment puts it heartlessly.
It is confusing.
What? So the girls wanted to become Korean, and the father said they have to be Indian. This is so confusing and like funny. I don't know why they said that, but that's what the comments reads.
I think it's not funny, haha. I think it's funny,
weird.
weird.
Confused because as Indians, we're so confused. It seems to me that the girls thought Korea was some kind of paradise in which characters and happenings of their games were literally true. Such fantasies are becoming common amongst growing kids. The whole thing is just weird. Maybe everyone
or are people just a fan of something and older people are like,
for 3 sisters to
you want to become that, don't you? Oh, you like it? You're trying to be it, aren't you? Because old people always do that. It's so weird.
The eldest daughter, the 16-year-old,
it's so
got
weird.
Her phone 3 months ago.
Like if you were a kid who liked anime,
sold 3 months ago.
I know for a fact that older people were like, oh, what are you trying to become Japanese? As if that's like a gotcha or something. As if they're not just being weird as fuck for saying that.
If they got their phone 6 months ago and it was taken away 3 months ago,
what the hell?
or 3 months
that's
ago,
what
and then
this
it was
is giving.
taken away.
That's what this is giving. It's like they're
the girls, the 3 sisters,
it's the same as when like
1 or 2 phones that they were sharing for what
a child is like in the anime or something, and their parents like, oh, that Japanimation stuff. It's for children.
Inside of their heads in that time span that they would come
you probably want to go get
because of addiction.
Like
furthermore, one comment online puts it really well.
Panda Express or something, don't you?
To their phones, but that's not why they did what they did. There's
what the
definitely
hell?
A bigger reason why they had to.
Why did me liking anime bring out the racism in you? What's wrong with you?
Why did nobody bother checking up on them? But what's even stranger is that
so
in that
weird.
interview, their father says that they had been addicted to this Korean task-based video game for the past 2.5, 3 years.
Like, that's what this feels like. Is they probably just like a few K-pop groups, and then...
Which is weird.
Dad's like, oh my god, you want to be those girls, don't you? You have posters of them, you basically want to be them, obviously.
He came out and flat out said, there is no game. So we don't even know what game he's talking about. But there's just, he keeps referencing a game.
Doesn't even sound like he knows knows what he's talking about.
No, and then when people ask like what kind of tasks, right?
So he can easily just be like, hey, here's the game.
Yeah.
Also,
Like,
watch.
that will
They just
explain
wanted
so
to
many
move to
questions that everybody
Korea.
has.
Okay, so he was asked multiple times, and I was watching a few interviews, and it was very frustrating. The reporters keep asking him, well, can you give us an example of the different types of tasks that they would do? So I don't think the
But
reporters
then it goes
are
back
even
to this
skeptical of him. I
task
think it's more
game
so
or whatever
there
the fuck. Like,
is a
dude.
huge fear, probably in every nation, including India, definitely in places like Australia, where I think you can't even have social media if you're under the age of 15 now. But in India, they want to have similar laws put in place.
I see.
And so a lot of the reporters are like, tell us what kind of tasks so that other parents can notice if their kids are doing these tasks. But the dad would just say things like, can you really believe, as a man, as a father, I would let my kids die? That's his like go-to response. Multiple
Who
times.
said that?
He's asked about specific tasks or specific questions, and he
Who said
always
that?
says, would a father think about it? If I knew they were playing this game, would a father let their kids die?
कौन बाप अपने बच्चे को मरने देगा सब बताओ आप खुद बताओ सब कौन बाप बनने बताओ अपने बच्चों को गेम खेलने के
Normally, no.
No, but, like, who
he's
said
being
that?
So sus. So,
Yeah.
and
Who
why
said
does he
that?
Keep saying that? I feel like didn't we read it somewhere that's like a default response to something that you don't want to admit?
It's very
Right,
bizarre.
Lemon? It
And I
does. It
think,
always
okay,
does. It's
normally I
so
would be very
weird. It's
hesitant
so
and
weird.
very cautious of casting any sort of doubt on any of the family members involved.
I bet they
But I
weren't
think
like
the
offhandedly
household
mentioning
really
it. They
needs to
were
be looked at
probably
because
like
when you
pretty
have
big
3
K-pop fans or
children
something.
Have such a
They were
drastic
probably
action,
huge
there's
K-pop
something going on
fans.
in their lives. And if the parents
But,
fail
like,
to notice it, is it truly they were that
he probably
good
just
at
took that
not
some
being alert
kind
and
of
not being
way.
aware of what's happening with their kids?
Also,
At
because
very
the fact
least,
that he was
is it
forcing the
neglect,
youngest
right?
one to
It
watch
just doesn't make any
Bollywood, it
sense.
seems like he's
What
like,
about
what?
the moms?
They have
Our
been very
national
quiet. They're
music,
not even
pop
doing
culture
interviews.
isn't
The
good enough for
grandma
you?
on the mom's side did
Like,
an
that's
interview,
kind of
which
what
we're
it
gonna get
feels like
into
a
in second, but
reaction
she's
to.
like, I love my kids, I love my grandkids, I love my son-in-law.
How's dad's energy? Like, you said he's like.
So nonchalant. I didn't see him cry. I don't see him choke up. It's just weird. The way he responds is very aggressive, but again, not in the way that I would be able to understand of, I am grieving, leave me alone. It's not that kind of aggressive. It's more like, I mean, what kind of dad would let their kids die? Why are you even asking me these questions? We need to ban Korea. Like, it's very like that.
It feels like he's like trying to point finger at someone or something.
That's not him.
That's not him, but everything he points at just doesn't stick. There's
Yeah.
no logical reasons to think that's the reason.
And that's why I think we keep getting new things to try and stick onto. So phone addiction, video game, and now Korea and Korean video game.
Just my
Right.
baby king.
He says that they were playing this Korean video game for 2.5, 3 years. We don't know what game, and they didn't have a phone for that long, so we don't know how they were playing. Maybe they were using their parents' phone to play, but we don't know about that either, because remember the night that they passed, they took their mom's phone and they tried to use the game. Police took the mother's phone, ran forensics on it. There was no evidence of any game being accessed.
So did
Yeah,
the
Melting
dad
Pot's
made
way
up
better.
that
Okay,
story
bye,
then?
sir.
What's going on?
I guess he could argue
Goodbye,
that
Mr.
they
Kitty,
tried
sir.
to get the
Delete it?
game.
That's a cozy spot
But they
for
couldn't get the
kitties.
game, or it was password locked. I don't know. But also, it just doesn't make sense. How are they playing for 3 years, but then they didn't have a phone for that long? But then when you check the mom's phone, she doesn't have the game.
No,
So where were they
King.
playing this game for 2.5, 3 years? Nobody even knows what game they're talking about. And there is a list of video games on
Okay, I
the
think
girls'
this is
diary
better
that
so
they
far.
wrote about loving, because they had all these lists of all the shows that they love, movies that they love that their parents don't like, and it was a list of games that are on the horror side. Now these are completely legal, normal games, just horror-themed games that anyone of a certain age can play. They certainly don't tell you to do things in real life. If anything, they'll just make you have kind of a scary dream at night. Poppy Playtime, The Baby in Yellow, Ice Cream Man, Evil Nun, Ice Cream Game. Like, these are all, you can get them on Steam Deck.
Yeah, what?
They're not black market. I gotta download from a Discord server. Not black market, but like you get it. Like,
Oh
they're
my
so
god,
niche
Poppy's
and
like
weird.
time is so
Just
evil,
regular-
making me do
regular
like
Yeah,
evil
they're probably
tasks.
put out by some of the biggest gaming companies in the world. It's
Girl.
not these super niche. We don't know what's going on inside this game.
And the girl wrote it because the dad banned them from playing it, or doesn't?
Just disproved it.
Yeah.
Right, I see.
But they didn't
So,
write any sort of game that
That's
is
very
blue whale.
interesting. Yeah, it sounds like the girl likes to play video games, and the girl likes K-pop or Korean TV shows, and the dad doesn't like any of those. So, like Korean shows, no. Gaming, no. In his mind, he turned this into they want to be Koreans and they are addicted to these Korean games because their diary are very normal teenager
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's like asking his dad to explain video games.
Yeah. It's just fishy. Something is off. Something feels wrong about it, especially when you factor in all the other oddities of this case. Like how one page in the girl's diary reads, "Do we live in this world to get beaten by you? Death would be better for us than these beatings." Another excerpt in their diary reads, "The mention of marriage caused tension in our hearts." Who are they getting beaten by? Who and why would they be getting married? They're children. They're 12, 14, and 16 years old. And they're not the
that's
first
maybe
ones
the
to die
reason.
from that balcony. Almost a decade ago, in 2015, another woman had fallen from the same exact balcony. She was partially clothed and she let out a big scream before falling to the ground. It is reported that this was the live-in girlfriend of the father, Mr. Kumar. So he's got 3 wives and a live-in girlfriend that also died in 2015. She had fallen, and originally reports stated that she was trying to hang clothes outside to dry but slipped and fell. Ultimately, most mainstream outlets seem to agree on the fact that the police closed the case, stating she self-exited. When the father was asked about his live-in girlfriend that died in the very similar fashion, he just responds, "I don't want to talk about this."
That's crazy.
So what is the cause? Is it video games? Is it Korea? It can't all be a coincidence, right?
He might have killed them because they didn't want to get
think so.
married.
One comment reads, "All these explanations of their deaths look like a bunch of buzzwords thrown together. We gotta look at the history of the family." One netizen comment reads, "The Blue Whale game itself was a case of mass hysteria. There's very little evidence of such a game existing. Most of the victims are just really sad teens, and most probably their parents were giving police extremely false leads. This seems to also be the case here. Even though it might not be the parents' fault, but many times parents are negligent towards the mental health of their kids, hence they might put blame on some game to escape from taking responsibility." Another comment reads, "Obsession with Korean culture is just a symptom. The real issue is loneliness and isolation." And I think netizens would be less skeptical if the girl's father took responsibility for maybe not being as present in the girls' lives, but he just keeps blaming it on everybody else. He says, quote, "I have no fault here. I took care of them. Maybe the only mistake was providing a phone, and through the phone they got connected to the Korean world."
एक लाइन में आप ये बता दीजिए आपके तीनों बच्चों की मौत की वजह क्या है? क्या गेम है या फिर
Sir.
आपका न देख पाना है या फिर परवरिश में आपकी कमी है?
मेरा कोई वो नहीं है। मेरा पूरा वो था। मैं बच्चों को पूरी केयर करता था। बस ये कि मैंने
What are
थोड़ा
we
सा
doing?
ये डिले करा कि उन्हें फोन प्रोवाइड कराया और फोन के जरिए वो कोरियन से जुड़े।
But when you dig deeper, there's way more to it than just K-dramas. The girls dropped out of school in 2020. They weren't going to school ever since. They haven't been homeschooled. They were not going to socialize with other kids. They had zero education for the past 5 years. Their grandmother on their mom's side states everyone loved them. They were good girls. They had good values. They used to study and write and everything. Which could be true. They could be self-learning, but I'm not sure how productive that is. Just a few months before their passing, like I said, their father had hired a tutor to privately tutor the 3 girls.
All 3 of them stopped going to school in 2020.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The youngest one's only 12. That means she hasn't been since she was 7, like first grade.
Yeah.
What's the reason? Did the father explain?
No. He says that he did try to get a tutor for them 3 months before their passing. And that tutor has now come out to say, I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time with them, but they were very weak in their studies. At their age, they couldn't even do basic calculations. Even the 16-year-olds, they could barely recognize numbers. Quote,
That's crazy.
They couldn't even copy numbers or letters from textbooks. So, like I said, they refused to do their homework. The tutor is like, why didn't you do their homework? They said, we were adopted from Korea and China. The tutor is like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't think you need a tutor. Like, maybe you need something else. So she actually, for the first time in her career, returned the money back to the dad and was like, I don't know what to do. I don't think I can be their tutor.
Whoa. I feel like there's something so dark going on.
The father tries
weird's
to argue
going
it's
on
because
for
the girls don't do
sure.
anything that has nothing to do with Korean culture, and they only want to talk about Korea
That
and
doesn't-
be in Korea and be Korean.
That
But some people
makes
say,
no
no, it's more than that.
sense.
Look at the dad's financial history. The Kumar family lives in a gated community, which I would say naturally creates an environment where everyone gets to know their neighbors a lot better, unless you are the Kumars. One neighbor says, I rarely ever saw the kids, and I almost never saw them interacting with other kids in the neighborhood. I never even saw them going to school or to the park. They were just isolated. I don't know if they would go as far to say that they were hidden, but it does seem like there was some intentional effort being made, maybe by the kids, the family, or both, for them not being outside.
Yeah.
Another neighbor says, I don't know, they spent most of their time just confined in a single room. We never saw them outside. The whole family kept to themselves. Here's why people don't think it's the girls choosing to self-isolate, though. People in the neighborhood point to the fact that Mr. Kumar used to be a very successful businessman, but he recently got into debt stock trading, and ever since then, he did not like interacting with people.
The whole
and he would
setup
do
is
this
so
thing where
weird.
he would never hold his head high. He would wear a face mask everywhere he went. It doesn't matter if it's no longer COVID. If
I was
he's
wondering
not
why he had a
sick,
face
if
mask
it's
on.
hot and humid outside, it doesn't matter. He's always wearing a face mask. And it seemed like there was some sort of embarrassment laced in there. The history of the father, Mr. Kumar, is not squeaky clean. He's illegally married to multiple women, 3 women. This is not legal. More on that later, but he works as a stock trader. Unfortunately, he is one of those stock traders that would probably be the best at stock trading if he never traded. He would probably make more money never touching the market than touching the market. He's deep in debt. Some reports say that he's $115,000 US dollars in debt, which would be an astronomical amount. If you factor in that area, the
This is
average annual
improvement.
salary is $5,000 to $8,000 US dollars a year. He later claims he's not $115,000 in debt. He says it's only about $10,000 to $20,000 US dollars.
You
which
wear a
is still
face
lot.
mask
He's deep in
everywhere
debt.
currently
he has to support
still,
3 wives that
and
he
you
lives
don't
with.
have
He
an
has 5
autoimmune
kids with
disorder
them.
and or
So
other
you have the
health
3 sisters
concern that would
passed,
give you a
then
reason
have
to do
2
so.
other children that he has to take care of. And having multiple wives, let alone wives that are biological sisters,
Why?
all living together, raising kids together, is not normal. We spoke with our Indian researcher, and he says, yeah, it's not normal. It's also not legal. The wives, sister wives. I mean, they literally are sister wives. So the grandmother, this is the sister wife's mother. She describes it. Well, when he was married to one sister, the other sister fell in love with him out of her
But,
own
like,
free will.
that's
and the
always
original
been
sister
the
that married
case.
him was unable to conceive for a while. So Kumar and the second sister get married with the intention of having
Do
children.
you have
नहीं,
like,
कोई बात नहीं, इसका नहीं होना तो 2 बहनें मिलकर रहेंगी और
are
बच्चा अच्छा हो
you
जाएगा तो
extra
उसके
susceptible to getting sick or
जगह रहेगी।
something?
फिर सुजाता के हो गया था।
But then the original sister ends up pregnant, and then the
Like,
other
I have
sister
tons
ends
of
up
health
pregnant, and they're all
issues.
just getting pregnant.
I'm not
and the
trying
mother
to
of
do
the
that.
sister
They're not
wives say-
comfortable.
I said it
Like,
doesn't
unless
matter.
I'm
You know,
going
2 sisters
somewhere
will
and I'm
live
trying to like
together, and
hide
they have
my
a child,
identity,
and, you know, there will
or I
be a
don't want to
means
do
for
my
that,
makeup
too.
and I'm
So
wearing a
she kind of believes
cosplay,
that it's okay,
or
considering
something like
the
that,
original
or I'm
sister was an
sick,
arranged
or
marriage
I'm
with
going
Kumar.
somewhere where it's like
She
close,
believes,
tight
you know, there
knit
wasn't a lot of
crowd
love
and
there. It was
gonna be
more
breathing
arranged
on
marriage.
people.
And then the second sister,
like,
they fell
nah.
in love with Mr.
Yeah,
Kumar.
like that
But
makes
I
sense,
still
Miss
think
Ron.
that's
Like on the
really
train, like on the
alarming.
public
And it seems
transit, like
everyone in
train,
the area
bus,
must have known
plane.
what was happening in that
Yeah,
house,
people are
but
gross if I'm
perhaps
near
everybody just
people, but like
approached
when
the
I'm just like
subject
going
with,
about
not
my
business,
day,
not my problem.
no.
Or maybe they thought as long as everybody's happy, who are we to judge? But the wives were not happy. May of 2025, 2 of his wives walked out and went to the police station, and then he went to the police station to report them missing. Eventually, they returned to the house and nothing came of it. But this
You
is
still
not
need
a
to, like,
family dynamic that people are jealous of. There's clearly
build your
turmoil
immune
there.
system
We're not sure which
by
of the wives
exposing
walked
it.
out. We're not sure about anything, but this is not a healthy family dynamic. One person comments, according to the Hindu Marriage Act, you can't marry another woman if your first wife
You're
is
not going
alive and you
anywhere
haven't divorced
outside
her.
with
How
them.
did this man marry multiple times
Like,
and all
those
of them are
2
living
locations,
together?
that makes
There's
sense.
an interview
But you're
with
walking-
the grandmother, so the sister wife's
Your
mom, and she
dog?
says, my daughters were good.
You're
and my
wearing a
son-in-law
mask,
was
you're
good too."
like
मेरे बच्चे
going
अच्छे
to the
थे
grocery
और
store,
दामाद भी अच्छा था
you're
मेरा,
wearing a
बेटियां
mask
भी
every
सब थी।
time, you're gonna go
पता नहीं
like
उसके बाद क्या हुआ क्या नहीं मुझे नहीं मालूम
What was he?
Watch a
Netizens have been
movie,
skeptical of his largely
eat dinner.
unemotional appearance in all the interviews that he does. He keeps rambling about Korean video games,
just gonna
Korean
wear it
shows, and
forever,
not providing
endlessly,
any
for the
sort
rest of your life?
details about what happened to his daughters. What show?
I'm
What
like,
game?
go for it,
What
I guess,
anything?
but that's
When
crazy.
asked about it, he just keeps diverting the conversation.
Like,
then a neighbor comes out to report
during
something really
flu
odd.
season,
They
for
say
sure.
the night of the girl's death,
There's something going
everyone
around,
was awake
makes
in
total
the apartment
sense.
building heard a commotion.
If I'm
Others
sick,
woke each other up.
for
But it
sure.
seems like there is evidence that the father looked
But like
over the
usually when
balcony
I go
first,
out, I'm
and he
hardly
saw
ever
that
in
his daughters
close
were deceased.
proximity to people.
Going off of his interviews, he freaks out. He wakes
Like,
up
I'm
his wife. They
outside.
head downstairs. But as they're heading downstairs, one of the neighbors is with them in the little
You know?
elevator lift. And all
That would
9
just make me
floors down,
sweaty
it's the
and
3 of them,
break
the father,
out.
one wife, we don't know which one, and a neighbor. The neighbor says
Also,
it was
like,
weird. So by this
masks
point, it seems like both of them
actively
know what
make it
happened.
really
but
difficult
the father, he's so
on my
calm.
breathing
He's
'cause of my
stoic the
asthma.
whole way down, and meanwhile his wife is having
So
a more
I
normal response.
really fuck up
However, she's very
my, like,
oddly angry at him, hitting him,
ability to
screaming
get
him the
fresh
whole
air.
way down to the ground floor.
Oh,
Even when
that's really telling.
even when they get down to the ground floor, the wife is busy trying to cover
So,
the girls
like,
with clothing, a scarf, and neighbors
could not
report the whole
imagine
time she would be putting a scarf over the girls and then going to
outside
hit her
of
husband,
specific
and then trying to cover the
circumstances.
girls' faces, and then going to abuse her husband is how they say it. I mean, why is she so mad at him?
Whoa.
But the craziest thing is, I do think it is dangerous to cast doubt or suspicion on a group.
I have no idea. I haven't honestly
especially
paid attention.
when in the note the girls don't address their mom at all. So the police believe that they had a stronger connection to their dad. So they'll write things like,
you don't
"Sorry,
have the
Papa,"
problems of
on their
going
note, but it
outside
doesn't
and not
make any
being around
sense.
people. I'm
No,
confused.
these notes are from
I
the
was just
girl.
listing
It
reasons
seems
why
like
I
it was
personally
written
don't
by
like
them.
wearing one.
All
On top
it
of
is
the
not
reasons
adding
why
up. It's
it
very
doesn't
odd. And a lot
really
of the
make
people
sense
in
to
India are
just
wondering, why are we
actively
not
wear
getting
one
the
unless
full
you have
note
a
then?
reason to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because all of this is weird and it's creating a lot of hysteria. So
Like,
I was
do
browsing
you?
on a lot of
It just does
Indian
not make any
subreddits,
logical
and
sense to me.
Indian netizens are saying a lot of the older generations, they're latching onto the mainstream titles of, oh my gosh, phones are killing the youth. Which, I mean, to some degree, maybe there is truth there, but not to this level. Oh, it's a Korean video game. A lot of people were protesting Korean media.
Are you
They
a
were trying to
germaphobe?
protest,
Do
anything
you have
Korean.
OCD
A lot
or
of,
something?
older, more traditional Indian parents
Because
were saying, we have to
I
watch
have
out
OCD,
for
and
Western
this
culture, American
level
culture,
of
infiltrating our youth,
paranoia
and
about
now we
getting
have to watch
sick
out
is
for Korean
like
culture. Like, it's just another
OCD
thing
levels
that we
of
have to shield our
paranoia
kids
about getting
from.
sick.
I get it. I think different cultures have different
Like-
aesthetics and things that we might not all approve of. But it's just been creating.
That's what I'm
mass
saying, like, if
hysteria
you have
amongst
a
the older
health
generations.
issue,
and then all of the younger
it
generations
makes
are like,
sense.
hey guys, so I
But
don't think
like
it's
the
that.
average person is
Something
not just
weird
like
is
getting
happening here,
sick
but no one wants to listen to them.
from
So all mainstream
existing
media talking about art,
like
Korea, video game.
Yeah, I guess it's a
outside
more catchy title
as they
even
walk
in
their
the US.
dog.
It's like, can you believe these girls wanted to be Korean?
Unless it's flu
Haha,
season
K-pop.
or
It's
cold
been like
season.
That vibe. That's the energy.
Like
Crazy.
And I'm like, I really
as long
don't
as you're
think
generally
that's at all what is
clean
happening here. But a lot
and
of
not up
netizens
next to
have
people
come
who are
to
sneezing.
some sort of conspiracy.
Like
with
the
father.
likelihood
They
that
think
you're just
either
gonna
there must
randomly
be
get
some
sick
sort
is
of
so fucking
abuse
low.
Or at the very least,
I'm not living my life
severe
around
neglect
that.
in that house to cause the girls to be at
But I
such a
guess I
state
just
in
have
their lives.
actual
Others
serious
are
health
pointing to
issues
the
to
fact
worry
that
about,
you
so maybe
have
that's
seen
just
a lot
me.
of children be victims of
Could not be
alleged
worried about
CSA,
like
who are
micro
isolated
germs
from
that
their
might
peers, who
potentially
don't go to
exist
school,
theoretically
who might still
versus
have fond feelings
actively
towards their
having to
abusers,
avoid
and these
things
are
that
all
kill
just
me
allegations and conspiracies
immediately.
online, which again I would never
But
even put in this episode had the
just-
introduce of
it
the
just
father
doesn't
not
make
been so
sense.
bizarre. And just nothing makes sense. Like if we had a
Good
theory
job,
that made
Pips, you
sense
got
of why the
there.
girls did what they did, I don't even think I would even entertain such a conspiracy theory because I don't
Like,
think it's appropriate. But nothing makes sense. And then
it makes
people thought,
sense if
well,
you
maybe the father is ashamed
have health
because of his
issues
financial
or
state.
you're going
Maybe
around
he
other sick
mentioned marrying them
people
off to make money
or
from his debt.
crowds.
Because why else would girls
or
write
whatever.
things like, oh, even the
Yeah.
mention
Or
of
you're
hiding
marriage
your
caused
face 'cause
tension in our
makeup.
hearts.
Yep, I can see that. Yeah.
Those all
And
logically
maybe they don't
make
hate their
sense.
dad, they just don't like the idea of getting married, so that's why they wrote, sorry Papa, like you can't pay off your debt because we're just gonna. But
Even
would
just
that
being like,
not
I
be
like how it
included in
looks
the
makes
letter?
more sense.
I don't know. There are netizen speculations that perhaps
Yeah,
the dad
no, I said
threatened to
wearing
marry
it at
them
the theme
off and
park
took
at
their
work
phone,
makes sense,
disconnecting
but
them from
you're
the
saying you
world.
wear
Or
it
some people
24/7.
think maybe not. Because
That's
there's
the
a part
confusing
in their diary
thing.
that reads, you try to make us
Do you
give up
wear it
Korea.
at home
Korea was
when
our
you
life.
open a
You
window?
expected our marriage to an Indian, and that can never happen. So some people
Like-
are saying, well, maybe the girls had brought up, one day
Where
I'm
is
gonna
the
grow up and marry
line?
someone Korean. And the dad did whatever dads do, which is like, no, you're not. You're gonna marry
You got
an Indian man. And he
this.
didn't
You
even
got
think
this,
about it.
Pips.
And the girls took this to heart, and they started internalizing all of this information,
Yeah,
and that made
24/7
them super
when you're
depressed.
outside,
But I feel
though.
like that's a very weird theory.
Doesn't make-
So as of right now, police have stated that they will be furthering the investigation to try and find what, if any, apps were being used by the girls on their phones. The problem is the father sold their phones, both of
got
their
this,
phones, to make up
Pips.
for his debt. So they have to track down the phones and then try to run forensics on them, see if they were talking to anybody, encouraging them to do what they did. But their deaths so far have been ruled
the
a
person who was
self-exit.
encouraging
The
them to
sister's
do what they did
grandma
was
on
their
the mom's
fucking
side
dad.
states,
Like,
I'm in a lot of grief. I feel
don't
like,
think-
how did this happen to us? This should not
I
have
don't
happened.
think it's
Our granddaughters were very
rocket
good, very
science.
nice, educated too. Our girls were good. They loved me a lot. They loved grandfather and aunt. They loved everyone. She says whenever she would visit, the three sisters would surround her on the bed and hold her close until all of them fell asleep.
मुझे बहुत प्यार करती थी जब मैं जाती थी इनके घर पे तो तीनों बेटियां मुझे घेर लेती थी चारों तरफ से और मुझे सुलाती थी अपने साथ पकड़ के नानी आप हमारे साथ सोओगे.
And while a lot of netizens feel sympathy for the Kumar family, some want the parents, especially the dad, to be investigated. They don't think that he might have outright killed his daughters, but they think that there's way more to the story. One comment reads, "I hope the father was arrested for sheer neglect." Another comment reads, "This whole case is shady. I don't believe for a single second they killed themselves over K-pop. That seems like some made-up BS the father made up. He was married to 3 women and pulled his daughters out of school and kept them at home. Nothing about their lives was normal." Another commentator writes, "The dad is weird. He lied to the media about the K-pop angle. He created a distraction to evade the situation. Anyone who thought it could really be because of a game was misled by the media." And that is where we are right now with the case of the Kumar sisters.
How did
What are
anyone
your
actually
thoughts on
fall
this
for that
case?
fuck-ass story?
So shady.
Yeah, everything about it just doesn't make sense. And everyone who keeps coming out, the dad mainly, who keeps giving his version of why the girls did
His story is
it just
such
reminds me so
bullshit.
much of the novel Virgin Self-Exit, because it's like, I don't even think he knew his own daughters. None of this makes sense. If you've ever been like a 12, 14, 16-year-old girl, none of this really makes sense.
Yeah. Even the fact that just they're not in school for 5 years. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
biggest
that's
red flag.
the craziest
Come on.
part,
What are your
honestly.
thoughts? Leave it in the comments.
'Cause
Stay
what?
safe, and I will see you in the
Why
next
would they
one.
not be in school for that? I mean, because he wants them stupid, unfortunately. Okay. How do we think? I think this needs to be a different color. Definitely blue, but no. I want the text to stand out more. Yeah, but like not even online school or anything. Like that's so weird. It's so weird. No, Pips. You got this though. That's the worst though. I hate that. Drop shadow? No, drop shadow wouldn't work here. It's already outlined. A drop shadow would just make it look very chaotic and messy. Okay. We have $45 minutes left of stream. Ish. Yeah. Let me see if there's something else we can watch that's short-ish. Okay, come on, YouTube, you got this. Alright, let's see if there's a catfished that we can watch. There's a new one, I think. It's like 30-ish minutes. We'll do this. We'll do this. Hello, hello. All right. Bright red? Blech. Does anything on my screen look bright red to you? Other than the little stupid YouTube mark on the chat next to the username that I wish I could change the color of? No. And if I did use red as a color for anything ever, it would not be bright.
This woman...
It would be a nice dark red. It's the only acceptable red.
This woman wants to know if her online boyfriend is real.
And I liked what I saw. The beard always attracts me. Well, we talk about what he wants to do when he gets here. He's going to spoil me, and I'm never going to want for anything. And
I wasn't asking anyone for advice, by the way. I was saying I need to change this. I wasn't saying give me ideas on how to. I'm just saying that's what I'm working on. Is trying to make this look better
to step in and investigate.
from further away.
Listen to us.
Kathleen now does not know
that one
where any of
becomes
that money
muddy
is,
when
so
it's
what
zoomed
that
out.
means is she just blew through all of this money.
What's this package that she sent?
So the story behind this is she actually received $5,000 in the mail.
So she kept the money? We want to actually help you out. But in order to help you out, we're going to need this stuff from you.
She thinks Bob is real. She does not believe he's fake.
But it's my money to do with as I want it, and I can't. I wanted to do with it.
Join us on another episode of Scamfish, sponsored by socialcatfish.com.
He's going to be getting off the rig, and he wants to come here and be with me. I do believe him.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement with our videos helps us reach new audiences and could potentially stop other people from being scammed.
Neon.
All right, team, we're back again. We got a new case. This one comes from a woman named Kathleen who's writing in on behalf of her friend named Edith. And she's worried that she's being scammed. I'll read the email. Hi, Catfish team. My name is Kathleen, and I've known Edith for over 30 years. I'm reaching out because I'm very concerned about her. She's been in an online relationship with a man named Bob for the past couple of years, and I don't believe he is who he says he is. I work in accounting, and I've handled financial matters for Edith's family, and I've noticed that a large portion of her money is gone. This includes funds she's inherited after her mother's passing. From what I can tell, she may have sent over $200,000 related to this relationship. She believes this man is real and that he's coming home to be with her, but there's always a reason why he can't show up. I'm afraid she's going to lose everything if this continues. We need help showing her what's really going on. Kathleen.
Well, I got married when I was 18 years old the first time. And we were married for 6 years, and I got a divorce because he was not faithful to me. I met another guy, and I married him, although we got married in Alaska. We were married about 6 years, but he had left me twice for some other woman. And the last time he left, I told him he wasn't coming back. I wasn't taking him back anymore. And so I got a divorce from him. Then the third time I got married, we were married for 47 years when he passed away. But he wasn't faithful either, so I stayed mainly because we needed both incomes in order to make our house payments.
After enduring 2 divorces and the loss of her husband, Edith found herself feeling deeply alone in the years that
And
followed.
the color scheme
One
for the
day,
wedding
she
is
received
rainbow,
a message
so
from
it's
a man
perfect.
who immediately caught her attention.
Then I met Bob on Facebook. It's Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Bell. And in parentheses,
that made me lightheaded.
Cowboy, because everybody calls him Cowboy. And that's what's on his hard hat at work, where he works, is Cowboy. He sent me a friend request. Started out, I told him that the only way I would friend him would be if he would be 100% honest with me, because if he wasn't, I wasn't going to stick around. And one of the first things he said to me, he said, don't worry about me being a scammer, because somebody tried to scam me, but he said, I don't need your money. I have plenty of my own, so I'll never ask you for money. And I liked what I saw. I liked what he looked like in the picture. He was a man with a beard and or goatee thing and a mustache. The beard always attracts me. Well, he calls me Honey Cake. And I
Jesus.
call him Honey or Baby. Well, we talk about what he wants to do. When
No, I'm not wearing a suit.
Here.
I'm going for more of like
about buying a house. And we'll just have
little
to look
baby
and see what
doll
we can find
style,
that when the time
like,
comes.
top
He
plus
tells me
shorts
things like
situation.
He loves me and he can't wait to come home and be with me, and he's going to spoil me, and I'm never going to want for anything, and he's going to take care of me.
Edith was overjoyed to have met someone so kind and handsome. Everything about him made it seem like he was truly a good man.
I needed money to help pay my bills. I asked him if he could send me the money, and he sent it to me, or had it sent to me. Well, she mailed it on the 16th, and I got it on the 19th. I just told him I'd gotten it, and thanks a lot. He sent me $5,000 to deposit in Bitcoin. Had me download crypto.com, and then when he sent the money, and I put it in the account, and then we withdrew it and put it in a wallet. And that's where it sits now, it's in the wallet.
Bob was willing to do anything for Edith. She was deeply in love with him and counting down the days until he came home. But that's when things turned complicated.
Several times he thought he was coming home, and then something came up that stopped him, like some leaking oil on the rig, and it had drifted off into land someplace, and wherever it was, when they came out
God,
and
the
did an
word sale
inspection
is starting to like
of the
become
rig, they told
meaningless
him he had to
because
get
I've been
all that
looking at it
cleaned
for
up
so
before he
much.
could leave to go home. And they couldn't clean it up because the
Brother.
water was too high, and they had to wait for the water to lower somewhat before they could do it. It's in the Gulf of Mexico,
Yeah,
or
lemon.
America, or whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
she
it.
did.
Someplace
Grandma
there.
Cougar.
But this job he's on, well, he was supposed to pay him $20 million. Since then, he's been to court a couple of times. He has a lawyer
Ma'am.
that does a lot of his stuff for him. They've been to
Miss
court
Ma'am.
2 or 3
Grandma.
times, and
Grandma,
the company he works for
please.
has been fined
Grandma, please, we
for
can't do
some of
this.
the activity that they have not done, or they should have done and didn't do, or something. He said he put a freeze on his bank account because he was afraid somebody was taking money out of it.
Mm.
So he has no access to his bank account until
No,
he
of
goes
course,
to
yeah,
court.
for sure, that
Somebody
makes
wanted
sense.
his blueprint.
Okay,
and
that
he
looks
said he
good.
was not giving it
I think I just have to go with
He
just
wanted to
white,
have it
no
encrypted,
outline.
And I did help him out with that. I got 2 iPads and had them shipped to him.
That's how we
He
get
gave me an address to
infant
send it
formula,
to,
okay?
and then
Don't judge
wherever it
her.
was I sent
She's
it, they
providing the
transported
world
it
with the
by
necessary
ship to the
product.
oil rig that was going to do the encryption.
This is my schedule for this month.
We've gone through a lot of stuff, and I've just, of course, taken his word for it because I keep asking him.
Okay.
If you're not being honest with me, you might as well say so right now.
Bob is still claiming to be stuck
I
on
like
the
this.
oil rig, and Edith's
Old
family has
layout.
turned to us to uncover what's
New
really
layout.
going on.
It's special. Like somebody really cares for me. And he always tells me that he's a one-woman man, that I never have to worry about.
What
him
should the
stepping
sale
all
be
over
this
me
year?
or
Wait,
having
what?
somebody else
No.
behind my back, because he would never do that. He's going to be getting off the rig, and he wants to come here
This
and
month.
be with me.
This month.
He just says
Chat
it won't
this
be
month.
long now. You know, pretending is not the same as the real thing. I mean, if I'm going to have sex, I want to have sex with a person, not with somebody's imagination. It's other people that want to know that he's real.
Do
More
I
than
put it
I
on
believe he is. I do believe
all
that.
tiers?
If you like this video,
Let's put a
please
sale
consider subscribing. And
on
once
all
you've done that,
tiers.
give this video a like too. If you're
let's
looking to
do-
contact us and you think you might
let's
need
do
our help to figure out who you've been
25% off.
communicating with online, or maybe you need help breaking through to a friend or family member, don't
Yeah, let's do
hesitate to reach out to our email, sharemystory@socialcatfish.com. We can help you find the answers you've been looking for.
Right,
Hey,
it
Seekers,
does.
if
It
you're
does
only
feel like
following us
that.
here, you're missing half the story.
Follow Catfish online on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
my God, I was like,
for
are we at the
updates
end of
and
the video?
content we don't share on YouTube.
The next day,
Threw me
the
the hell
team got
off.
together to come up with a game plan on how we could crack this case.
One thing we know about intervention cases is you have to get them to want to work with us.
Yeah, that's been a bit of a challenge. So Kathleen is a tax expert, and she had worked on Edith's mom's financials and knew that Edith's mom had access to at least $200,000. So when Edith's mom passed away, she left that money.
Bless you.
But Kathleen now does not know where any of that money is. It's not accounted for, and Edith is claiming that she has no money to pay for bills right now. So what that means is she just blew through all of this money.
I think it's a little dicey that she's telling you how much money she has access to. Is that illegal? Or?
Yeah, so yeah, and I was talking to Kathleen about that. She mentioned she just has an estimate because she knows of how much Edith's mom had access to in terms of the funds. And so now Edith is saying things like, I don't have money to pay my bills, and I don't have money for rent. And so she knows that Edith had blown through 200K from what she remembers her mom having. And
as long
now,
as she's protected. You know?
yeah. Then that's also the reason why Kathleen's like, I really need your guys' help because I don't really know how much she really lost, and I don't know how she lost it.
She's not telling her anything, really?
No, not about financial information. And then the other issue is getting Edith to come on board and show her that we can assist her. But the thing is she believes Bob is real. Like, she really believes. Like, there are no doubts, no red flags, and so it's gonna be really hard to get Edith to open up to us.
Don't make me do
Tell you
math.
what,
That's
though,
just
like,
mean.
every time we've done this, they always know that there's a red flag and they disregard it. And so if we can at least have a conversation with her and disclose what we can find out, it may get her to open up to us a little bit more.
I agree, and also an understanding of how she sent the money, because we can also tell her the repercussions or the consequences of what she's doing if she's sending and accepting money.
The thing that's interesting to me is we always get these cases in, and it's never what the person that they met online has done for them. In this case, he's actually paid her bills. He's sent her money when she's needed it, even sends her just money for no reason.
Yeah,
All right,
so she
step
actually
bro,
mentioned
now the
that
first month
just
is
happened.
25 off.
They've been talking for 3 years, and he just started having 2 different people send her money.
But it's not him, it's other people.
It's not him, but she thinks that these people are associated to Bob, and she believes him, so she thinks that
Sorry, I
this
just had a
money
visceral
is
reaction to that
for
name.
her and for Bob. So I've tried to level with her a few times, and she is not opening up to me. She doesn't want to disclose any information. I know that she's already lost over 200K, but she's claiming she hasn't sent anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
If you let her tell the story, he hasn't asked for anything. He's sending all the money to her. But then if you talk to Kathleen, Kathleen's like, no, she's sent
like
so
there's,
much.
yeah, like we're missing $200,000
Yeah.
here. Yeah. So I think maybe we need to come up with another plan.
All right, so why don't you try one more time, see if you can get through to her. If not, we have the images. And if we can find the real person images, find social media, a LinkedIn profile, something to prove that this person is truly this person, then from there, hopefully she'll trust us enough to give us more information.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
After the team came up with the game plan, David and Brienne sat down to go through everything Edith had provided on Bob.
So let's go through what we have. I know that this person says they work on an oil rig.
They work on an oil rig, and he's trapped right now, and he even sent her this picture of himself with Edith in the background. She said that everyone calls him Cowboy.
I know, I saw that. It was interesting. It's on his helmet, it's on the badge.
And then you can see he's working for this company. I believe it says Island in the corner.
We could probably piece the images together because, like, this, I'm pretty sure is Island in the helmet right there. Do you see that?
Yeah, and matches the badge. I also think he's either from Atlanta or had lived in Atlanta.
Everything
because
is
there are
now
a ton of pictures
25%
of
off
him
the
wearing the
first
Atlanta logo.
That's Alabama.
For Alabama? I thought it was Atlanta.
Perfect.
No, like, see the logo right here? How it has like that on it?
Oh yeah.
And then see the amount of
Yay,
brace, how it
perfect
doesn't
set.
have that little like whoosh.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
So
Yay.
he's definitely from Alabama. He's
Right.
probably a Crimson
Awesome.
Tide fan. I wonder if we can just Google it
Everything is on
and
sale
try to
now.
see if we can find the name of the company he works for. Oh, look.
Mm-hmm.
This is the logo. Look, is this him?
Alabama.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Look,
Oh yeah,
that-
that's the same. That is definitely him. Yeah.
Why does
So
everyone
that's all
wanna
his
meet
pictures,
me?
and it says
Also, I am
the
not in
real
California.
person's name right
Whoa.
there.
What makes you
So
think
it
I'm in
matches
California?
The LinkedIn account that you just found.
We are not in
Okay,
California.
so we know his pictures are stolen. I mean, we saw some of the bad photoshops. What's this package that she sent?
So the story behind this is she actually received
Trump
$5,000
phone?
in the mail.
No.
Bob got some sort of bonus, and he was sending her $5,000 to help take care of her, to pay for bills.
So she kept the money?
She did, and then she said she sent some back, but I'm like, how much? She said, I'm not sure, I
All right.
remember.
But do you think we
I think
should
we're good.
contact the person that she sent money to?
I think we have to do this. I think we need to have a come to Jesus.
Never
call
heard
with
that one
her,
before. Usually people
maybe
tell me I sound
tomorrow.
Canadian.
This is who the real guy is in the picture. You're talking to a scammer. So let's get real here.
Canada.
Give us the information we need so that we can locate who these
Because I
people
live
are
right by
that
the
you were sending
border.
money to.
Okay, let's do that.
I mean,
Alright,
like, not
sounds
right
good.
by the border. I'm in Seattle. I live in
set up
Seattle.
this final with her. Let's go through this, and then fingers crossed she gives us the rest of the information.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
So we're
The
kind of
research
close.
team found out as much as they could with
I
what
guess.
Edith provided, but
Colder
she was
here.
still withholding all of the financial transactions between her and Bob. There was $200,000 that had been sent, and Edith
I think it's
hadn't
just
told us
everyone on the West
anything
Coast
about
talks
it.
like this.
The plan was to reveal what we had found out so far to Edith, so we could build trust and she'd be willing to collaborate and provide the rest of the information about Bob. So a few days later, Ann gave her a call.
Okay.
Good.
Hi, Edith. So this is David, my husband.
Nice to meet you.
So I told him all about your story, and he's been helping me out with the research that you sent over. And we found some interesting information. That's why
Let's
I
do 4
called
to
us
9
meet.
for the time for the
That's why I called us
streams,
for
and
this
then if
emergency
we
meeting.
go over,
So what had happened was
it'll
we
only be
ran
till
the
9:30.
images for
Until-
Bob in our
instead of
reverse
10.
image search, and we found some results.
So we wanted
Oh,
to
I
give you a
wanted
call
to-
right away because we didn't want you waiting. This is somebody you're really invested in.
Because Teddy
and
streams. I was gonna
You're
do
not
that.
talking
That's
to Bob, and we want to show you who exactly you're talking to, because
Girl,
we're
can
hoping
they
from
choose
there,
a different
Edith,
name? 'Cause,
that
like,
there's more information
this
because
is
we don't feel like
triggering.
we've gotten everything from you. Money that's been transferred, all these things. We want to actually help you out, but in order to help you out, we're going to need the stuff from you. But we want to show you the stuff first, so we're going to share our screen.
They
okay?
can't help you unless
And then
you
we're
wanna
gonna
help
show you what
yourself,
we found
Queen.
out. What we did is we ran it through.
I think
this
she's just in
reverse
too
image
much
search,
of
and you see
denial, honestly.
Right here, there's all these pictures of Bob, and so this is a photo gallery of all of, like, a lot of Bob's pictures. But if you
this up
recognize this, this is his Alabama hat.
Okay, who does that look like?
That one looks like Bob.
The name on that picture says Keith Johnston.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are taking his images, right? And they are using them to scam people. But basically, this is somebody who stole these pictures of Bob, who you think is Bob, and they're using them to talk to other people.
The real man in the image, his name is Keith. So Keith's images have been stolen to create all these fake profiles online to scam people, to scam innocent people, such as
Old
yourself.
people really should have,
And
like,
so these are actually really old
a man-
pictures that you're seeing because he's
I need
wearing the
to
same
zoom
hard
out
hat.
my
He's
entire
wearing the same
fucking
uniform.
UI.
So even here, this is him with like no beard, but it's the same uniform. And this is just a very old picture because his hair is not as white here.
Does this make sense, Edith? Do you have any questions?
And I still can't believe it's true.
Yeah.
So Edith, you're involved in what's called a romance scam. So this person that you met, they've stolen somebody else's pictures. They've fallen in love with you. They pretended to fall in love with you, and they use a script. All the love things they said to you, all the sweet things they said to you, they just copied and pasted because it's a script they use for other people.
And then that's also the reason why you're not able to connect with him sometimes, because he most likely has other victims, other people he's talking to that he's trying to scam out of money. And that's why he's been disappearing, and he can only talk to you at certain times of the day because he's not even in the United States. Also, on top of it, he had asked you to receive money from other people. Those people are most likely victims as well.
So my other question is then why, when I FaceTime with him, does he look like what his pictures do?
Because Keith has hundreds and hundreds of images that are publicly available online, it's really easy for someone to come in and take one of those images and drop it in some sort of AI app and make it look like it's an actual video. The mouth is moving, you can hear a voice. It's very believable. So I can see how this can be very
Poor
confusing
grandma.
for you. What are you thinking? This is a lot to take in.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
it is. It's hard not to believe the things he's told me. It's hard to accept this
You know what, Edith, I want to tell you something. So the other reason why we wanted to meet with you today and share this information is because what you just said right there. You said that it's hard to believe that this is the truth or that this is really happening or going on. The reason why we wanted to share this with you is because we feel that something else is going on behind this. There's this person, Linda, that you had received funds from. There's other people you had received funds from.
I don't get it.
There are people that you sent
Also, I have
iPads to.
started creating.
That's why we want to share this with you because we need to
Maybe I'll
still
show you.
keep digging.
I've started
and
creating some like messages to send because I don't want to use a bot or a management service or AI. So I'm manually, the old-fashioned way, creating Teddy messages to send.
And so
I've begun doing this. Also, I have a lot of stuff that I've been working on. I can't show it to you right now.
You're not talking to the person in the image, but if you share with us the
trust, I have like
information, we can dig
3 to 4 new
pictures
pictures I'm
what
working
else
on
is going on.
that I hopefully will finish. I did finish a new one though. Look at her banner. Go look at Teddy's banner on
We felt like we
Fansly.
broke through to Edith about Bob.
Mhm.
We waited and crossed our fingers in hopes of her sending
That's
more
okay if they want to be
financial
unhinged to
transactions
Teddy.
so we could
If they want to be
finally put this case
parasocial to
to
Teddy,
rest.
that is fine.
However, we got a
She's
message
not
from her
real.
friend Kathleen that Edith
So
is
I'm
back
okay.
communicating with Bob.
And if they
believes
decide
he's real
to extrapolate
again.
that shit onto me, I will believe them.
what's
Because
going
that's
on right now?
embarrassing. Are you 12? Can you do you not have object permanence? The fuck?
Yeah, that he's a scammer.
When do we usually
And
stream
she
until
says,
1?
I don't believe that. And she goes, I don't want it. I said, you don't have what? And she says, I don't want it. The address is where I sent the money to Bob. She is in a really bad financial pickle because I think I'm sure she's given all the money away.
Yeah. She made a comment when me and David spoke to her the other day. She's like, "Yeah, I lost a lot of money." So I'm gonna give her a call right now. We cannot meet with her today unless she does what I tell her to do, basically. There's no reason for us to meet anymore at all, ever.
God damn it,
unless
Pips.
she cooperates and gives us what we need. So I'm just gonna fill you in. I'm gonna give her a call right now, and this is what I call the come to Jesus talk, and we'll see what happens after that.
We're gonna
and
watch
I'll fill
after
you in
this.
on how that goes.
It's my name. It's my actual name. I didn't. My parents chose my name.
How are you?
It's my actual name.
So we're supposed to meet with you in 12 minutes, and the whole purpose of us meeting today is because we're hoping to have some financial information.
See, I have object permanence, but I do have a terrible memory sometimes, and that is honestly really enjoyable when I go rewatch movies. So, you know, I'm actually not even like that upset about dementia in the future.
I do want to let you know though.
Like if I'm in a home, I got people watching me or whatever the fuck, got some nurses, I can rewatch all my favorite shows
Received anything from you? So
and enjoy them
I
again
was
for the
really
first
hoping
time.
that we
I'm not
would've
gonna
had
be that
something
upset.
to go off of by now, but we can't pursue the financial information.
That looks good.
Because I wanted it. It's my inheritance. And my mom said to me, you can do whatever you want with it. And I did what I wanted to do with it. And just mean that I'm destitute because I do have other money available.
Okay, Queen. If you.
Like, I'm
If
concerned
you
about
say
you,
so.
and I'm concerned about all the people that are losing money, right? Because this is just...
Okay, we didn't work on bingo sheets.
But they are... So we do know... Edith, we do know that. I can tell you 1000% today that you are not talking to the man in the image. And I was able to find that through facts. The guy in the... Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what he's saying.
Yes.
I still have my own thoughts and beliefs about that thing.
Sure.
Okay, I'm happy with this.
And to feel left alone.
You choose what you want to do.
Don't worry,
from
we're
this
gonna
point
still do
on,
bingo.
how
Hold
you
on.
would like to
Let me
pursue the rest
just
of your life. If you
over
want
here
to
really
continue
quick.
with this fantasy, you are more than welcome to. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to end in a fantasy.
Hit me with some bingo ideas while we're at the very end here.
You know, the guy in the picture,
Just hit me
his
with
real
them.
name
I'm gonna
is
list
Keith,
them.
And Keith lives in the United States.
We'll
and you're not talking
decide
to
what that is later.
So does Bob. According to him, He's got a birth certificate from him and a father.
We got 15 minutes. Can get a decent amount in there. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Non-con tech support.
You're not
Here, let me-
stupid. Someone's been lying to you. That doesn't make you stupid.
Oh my god, I actually really fucking hate when you point out that someone's being scammed. This happens all the time whenever I tell people that, like, they're not talking to me, they're talking to a catfish, and they'll be like, oh, you're right, I guess I'm a stupid fucking loser who would never have it. Like, oh my god, I'm such a stupid fucking loser. Of course, of course that I'm too stupid to have realized it. Like, do you...
His images have been stolen.
Are you trying to elicit pity from me right now? Because this is not eliciting pity. Now I hate you.
Money from people you don't know. Why are you
Self-deprecation does not work on me
don't know?
to elicit pity.
I've never met Bob face to face in the last 3 years. What I'm trying to say here, Edith, is that for 3 years,
it just makes me want to bully really bad.
Jump on
like, no, yeah, you are actually. No, all of that was correct. No, that's true. That's true. So why are you talking to me?
This is what I'm telling you. Like, if we're just going based off of the money alone, the fact that he's taken a lot of money from you, and you've received money from people you don't know, is a very serious thing.
No, like,
And
it's
it
so
involve-
annoying.
It could
Okay.
involve law enforcement.
Anyway.
So now that poses the question: the person you're talking to, why would they
How's
want you to get in trouble
audio?
with the law? Because I don't talk to people that tell me to accept money from people I don't know. I mean, it's your choice, Edith. If you continue down this path, he's already gotten comfortable with you. He's already had people send you money. He's gonna do it again because you're comfortable with
Brandon made stream start.
I want you to just ponder on our conversation today. If you want to stay in the fantasy, stay in the fantasy.
Distraction,
I will tell
dance.
you though, there are consequences for you staying in this fantasy. As long as you know that, then I'm good and I'm walking away. If you decide you want us to look into the financial information, see where your money went, see who's all connected to this, if how they're involved, we can explore that. I would love to do that. I would love to assist you with that. If not, no worries. We part ways as friends. I wish you all the best, and I hope that things really, truly work out for you. I mean this in the best way possible. You're a grown-ass woman, and you will make your own decisions. I would just hate to see something happen to you.
She's like, girl, I can't stop you, but like, can you help? Can you let me help you?
It's a serious thing. This is a serious thing that you're involved in. And if you change your mind, let us know. We would love to look into the financial information. Alright? Thank you, Edith. Alright. You too. Bye. I think she's in a tough situation here. Kathleen mentioned she lost north of 200K that she's aware of.
Oops.
I have a gut feeling it could be more. I don't think she's gonna stop talking to Bob.
Actually,
I
let me.
don't think she's gonna stop sending money or accepting money. I believe her when she said she just wants to live in her fantasy. Oh boy.
Alright, pole tie.
Well, what can you do? Nothing.
Monty appears. Oh, Edith. Oh, Edith. Edith. Edith, why didn't you take the help? So I realize we're not watching that anymore. Edith. Oh, true. Oh yeah. Let's put slut shaming. That'll be all-encompassing because it's really funny when people are slut-shaming on a porn website. Wait. No, it has to be over 900 because that's the meme. Tip menu requested. Dance chat. So friend appears means like an IRL friend of mine. So like Katie or like Lana or like Shay or someone like that shows up in chat. That's what that one means. Like someone I've met up with IRL. Usually means another creator shows up. That I know. Creator that I know, not just random creator. Yeah. Alright, I'll put try new food. Happens rarely. Tries to convert me, because that happens frequently. Internet dies. Ooh. Rainy day. I'm putting rainy day. Actually, I'm gonna put stormy. Stormy day. True. Ask about Pornhub. Asks about band platform. Actually, ask about band. Because I have a lot of actually band account. Almost knocked over my fucking coffee. Oh yeah. Chat birthday. Chat birthday. Ooh. Ends on time. Starts on time. Share recipe, that's a good one. Jean survives till the end, I think is already on our list. I'm keeping all the ones from before, by the way. All the ones from before are staying. They're up here. So we already have a lot that we will be keeping. Yes. We're just adding more right now. Oh. Dirty room. Clean room. Clean closet. New cosplay. Bye. Let's see. Bubba, that's not your food. Oh, little buddy in a sweater. Bubba in a t-shirt. Snack delivery is already one of the things from the last time. Swapped glasses is already one of them. Hassan moment where we leave the video playing as I leave the room to go grab something. Oh yeah. Jesus. The kitten sleeping for some beans. I'm sorry, did I touch your beans? Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Sleepy. He's very sleepy. Moves Morbin's already on the list. I feel like it would be self-explanatory that that's a Hassan moment and not the other one, because I don't have a shock collar anywhere. Yes. Let's see. What else? What else? He is the dude who shocked his dog. I love that that's what people know him by now. It's beautiful. Brings a tear to your eye. So good. Maybe. What else? What else? What else? Wait, what? A lot of these are pretty easy, to be fair. Missing item. Secret stream. Alright, fiance in chat. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of stuff that kept happening on stream last month. iPad dying. Sometimes we draw. We already have contacts and glasses, yes. Babsumies. Babsumies. Too sleepy. That happened. Oh, Lemon, we thought of the same thing at the same time. Ooh. When we encounter actual cringe. Yes. We do have what happened to Pornhub. It's up here. Somewhere. Right here. Where my mouse is. Oh. Tip over 500. Tip over 100. Tip over 1,000. It can happen. We're about to end. I'm about to end. Good, Brandon, good. I'll add like 1 or 2 more. Thank you, Jeffu. I know, right? We'll be back. We'll be back on here every other week now. Yes. Hour over stream end. Dinner time. Wait. Let's do meal time. Yeah. Okay. We have 45 now. That's pretty good. We'll add more later. This is the bingo, by the way. All the info, all the rules. Can it just go to the top and then the empty bingo card? Anyway. Did I say that 30 was old on stream too? Wait, what? I'm confused. I'm 30. I don't think I've ever said that 30 is old. Like, jokingly, maybe. But actually, no. I had 13 going on 30 growing up as a movie, okay? 30 was never seen as a bad thing, you know? I say I'm old, like, as a joke because everyone online thinks that the second you turn, like, 23, you're now a grandma. Like... It's not serious. Old is like over 65. Like, you have to qualify for Social Security. Then you're old. But I will still make fun of you if you're nearing that age. I'm gonna call you old anyway. Yeah, exactly. 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 Also, it's funny saying that I'm old because people still assume that I'm like 18 frequently. I say a legal age to be generous. But you should see some of the DMs that I get. Anyway, but yeah. No, it's just it's more so that I can cope and scare off weird people. I'm like, I'm old, leave me alone now, please. Anyway, so I'm gonna shoot you guys over to Teddy's stream here. It's gonna take me a sec to swap it over, but yeah. Here, let me swap over here. So yeah, so we're gonna swap over to Teddy's stream. She's gonna draw over on there for a little while. I'm gonna have to change her out of her sexy outfit. Actually, she's in a bodysuit. It's fine. It's fine. It's an okay outfit. I think she can wear that on YouTube, right? Can she wear the workout bodysuit on YouTube? It's just from like the waist up. I think we're good. Anyway, my VTuber, I'm gonna shoot you guys, so stay on the stream when this ends, because you will automatically be transferred over to Teddy's stream, which is where I will be next. So she's gonna stream from 2 to 4:30, then I'm gonna leave you guys for a bit, and then I will be back to do a Twitch/secret Fansly stream tonight. So I'll start up the Fansly stream first, probably. So expect the Twitch stream to start closer to 6 o'clock and the Fansly stream to start closer to 5:30. So yeah, that'll be when that stream happens. So we'll do that. Get this checked off the list finally. And that should be fun. So so yeah, that will be available. Well, that one is, I guess I should make a folder for each month to show for bundling shower videos, huh? So what I'm gonna do is set up in between, maybe, if I have time. I'm gonna go eat something really fast. But I'm gonna have a bundle for the shower videos from last month, and I'll probably do the same thing for this month. But we'll figure that out later. Anyway, there will be a new one later today when I take a shower later today. Alright? I'll have to send it out after the stream, the Twitch stream ends though, cause yeah. Alright, anyway, enjoy the outro. I will see you over on Teddy's stream very soon, and I hope you enjoy drawing with her. You guys are gonna render out one of the drawings that I'm very close to finishing, so should be good. Alright? Bye!